WebSportsRadio.com, in association with KBFL, proudly presents
Kovacic, right side, low along the goal line, swings around the official. Kovacic still with it, gets it up high, now works it to Anderson, across to Brown. Here comes Brown, he shoots, he scores!
Missouri State University Ice Hockey.
Barrett is there, gets it in front to O'Brien, blocker save as he got the shot off. May have been going wide anyway. Yeah. Schumacher races to keep it in on the left side. Now the right side to Johansson. He shoots, he scored! It may have been tipped in or not, but it's Johansson's goal.
I don't think it was.
And the Ice Bears take the lead 1-0. That is his first goal this season. And the way that the Ice Bears reacted, I think they are going to give it to Johansson.
Yeah, I don't think it was deflected at all.
With the call, here's Steve Casson.
And live from Jordan Valley Ice Park on the Stan Melton Ice Arena in Springfield, Missouri, it is Missouri State Hockey as the Ice Bears, number 13 in ACHA Division I, will take on the number 1 hockey team in all of Division I and the Lindenwood Lions. Hello, everybody. Steve Casson along with Dr. Ben Goss between the glass and Alex Somm doing our camera work here on Web Sports Radio's live TV. As I mentioned, the Ice Bears number 13, they dropped. Well, actually, they didn't technically drop. They stayed at 13, but they were tied with Minot State for number 13. The Ice Bears, after losing a couple of games to Colorado. 3-2 was the last loss on last Saturday the 19th. That was a 3-2 win. The opposite for Lindenwood, they took a victory over Illinois. And the Lindenwood Lions 18-0 on the season. Missouri State right now 21-8-3. That includes overtime losses and shootout losses. But the Ice Bears hoping to do something here that no team has done this season, and that is to give the Lions an L in that loss column. We'll see what happens here. Missouri State basically is going to have an uphill climb. The Ice Bears, since becoming a Division I team back in 2015-16, have been outscored 53-9. They have not won a game against Lindenwood since becoming a Division I club. The Ice Bears have been shut out twice in the 8 games that have been played. And Lindenwood has scored 8 or more goals 4 times against Missouri State in the series. The Lions have also held the Ice Bears to 1 or less goals in 6 of the 8 contests. And Missouri State, as I mentioned, with a couple of shutouts too. Most recently, the last game that the Ice Bears played November 17th of 17, an 8-0 loss up in Wentzville. So Missouri State hoping to turn things around just a little bit. They did, back here on home ice, had a 3-2 loss in overtime. And the guy getting the game-winning goal, Apo Nurminen, and he is 3rd in scoring for Lindenwood in this series. 6 goals and 3 assists. He has 9 points. Lucas Daniels is 2nd with 1 goal and 9 assists and 10 points. And Michael Lozano, 5 goals, 6 assists, 11 points. He is the leading scorer in the series for Lindenwood. Missouri State, well, their leading scorer is not playing with them. He graduated. That's Andrew Kovacic, 3 goals and 1 assist. So that is now in the hands of Zane O'Brien, 2 goals and 1 assist for the Ice Bears in the series. Carson Warning has a goal and an assist for 2 points. And Josh Bell has 3 assists, but he is not playing. The Ice Bears, with a couple of players out, including 2 of their big ones on the top line. Alex Turin and Josh Bell are out. And they also have Sollenbach, who is also a scratch tonight. So Missouri State playing with most of their players with the exception of a healthy Sollenbach. So what they're going to do is put Brian Schumacher, a defenseman turned forward, to center the top line of Nikita Salnikov and Hunter Cooley. I call it the B line with Zane O'Brien, Jordan Bratton, and Travis Barrett. That's intact. Matt Matty and Heinrich Lohman, along with Alex Rubin on the left. And then Chad Lounder, Sasha Perron, Hunter Saunders, and Austin Davis will make up the 4th line. They'll rotate in. Same defensive pair the Ice Bears have used: Chris Brown, Brennan Anderson, Derek Smith, Sam Heiseroth, Patrick Johansson, and Carson Warnig. And in nets tonight for Missouri State, In 17 games, he's 10-6 with a 2.51 goals against average and a .920 save percentage, along with one shutout. Bailey Stevens will be in for Missouri State. The Ice Bears are hoping to match the win total from last season. The Ice Bears were 22-15-4. That includes 3 overtime losses and a shootout loss. And right now, at a record of 21-8-3, the Ice Bears hoping possibly to match that. Let's go between the glass with Dr. Ben Goss. And Ben, I know that you've been trying to fight your way through the crowd right now, but fans are here. They want to see this number 1 squad versus number 13.
Great attendance tonight, Steve, for a Thursday night crowd, and we've got them filing in here. We've got about 2.5 minutes here before the next buzzer goes off, and hopefully by the time the puck drops, we'll have an even more full Jordan Valley Ice Park. And I'll tell you what, the last weekend's road trip for the Bears, it may not have hurt their rankings necessarily, but it definitely hurt their feelings, dropping a couple to the Colorado Buffaloes while taking one from the Colorado State Rams. So hopefully tonight they can take care of that and take care of business and take out any frustrations that they might have on these number 1 ranked Lindenwood Lions. But as you mentioned with the scratches, they are going to have a little bit of an uphill climb with that first line having a few holes in it tonight.
Yeah, and if the Ice Bears are going to do it, they're going to have to do it against the number 2 goaltender in ACHA Division I, that's Cooper Cedot. He has a goals against average of 1.25 and a save percentage of .945. And I say he's the number 2 goaltender because the number 1 goaltender is Minot State's Brendan Efforts. He's 11-0 with a 1.22 goals against average and a .946 save percentage. So you put both of them on the same team and you couldn't really tell the difference. They are both a force to be reckoned with. And, of course, CDOT will be in nets tonight for the Lindenwood Lions. He's played 16 games. He is 16-0. In fact, all 3 goaltenders have won at least one game. Of course, they are now 18-0 on the season. And Lindenwood had a chance to talk to head coach Rick Zombo. And Rick, and we'll talk to him at the first period intermission and get a little bit more in depth, but he told me that he's not really concerned about stats. What he cares about is what his players can do. And I almost want to say what they can do for him. That's kind of the sense that I got, is he recruits players for certain holes and certain things that he needs to get done and to be fulfilled. And right now they're doing it. One of the key things for Lindenwood, and this is absolutely unheard of, and, you could probably go with, let's say, an earned run average in baseball, or maybe a hitless streak that a pitcher has thrown. But Lindenwood on the power play, 30 for 70, 42.9%. Absolutely unheard of. You're almost 50% on the power play. So what does that mean? That means Missouri State better stay out of the box, because guaranteed a goal will get scored against you if you're in the box tonight. Both teams have made their way out onto the ice, and it is really a short bench for the Lions. They have 20 players and 3 goaltenders, 23 total players, and unfortunately for them, they have lost one of their bigger scorers. Lindenwood has Tommy Heinzman not playing, had 5 goals, 26 assists, 31 points, and they are without his services this season. Leading scorer Jake Townsend, 11 goals, 21 assists, 32 points. Zach Mitchell, 18-11 for 29, and Ryan Finnegan, 7-20 for 27. For Missouri State, Nikita Salnikov leads, 24-20 for 44. Josh Bell, who is not in the lineup tonight, 11-13 for 24. Brennan Anderson, 6-18 for 24, and Hunter Cooley, 11-12 for 23. Let's join Kevin Thurl, the public address announcer, for the starting lineups and the on-ice festivities.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's get started with tonight's starting lineups. For the visiting Lindenwood Lions, starting at a forward, number 5, Blair Barrows. Starting at a forward, number 12, Vic Lombardi. Starting at a forward, number 2, Colton Crago. Starting on defense for the Lions, number 6, Matt Runyon. Starting on defense, number 15, Brendan Murphy. And starting in net tonight for the Lions, number 30, Cooper Cedot. The Lions are coached by head coach Rick Zombo and assistant coach Mark Abney. And now, ladies and gentlemen, in the heart of the city, located on the east side of beautiful downtown Springfield, Missouri, inside the east rink of the Jordan Valley Ice Park, it's the house that Stan built. It's time. Everyone on your feet. Let's meet your Missouri State Ice Bears. Starting at a forward, number 90, Nikita Solnikov. Starting at a forward, number 81, Brian Schumacher. Starting at a forward, number 24, Hunter Cooley. Starting on defense for the Bears, number 18, Chris Brown. Starting on defense, number 11, Brennan Anderson. And starting in goal tonight for your Missouri State Ice Bears, number 29, Bailey Stevens. The Bears are coached by head coach Jeremy Law and assistant coach Brendan McClure. And ladies and gentlemen, tonight's officiating crew. In at referee, we have Rich Palo and linesmen Jason Carrera and Mark Crossbar Marzola. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing. And gentlemen, please remove your caps as we honor America with the singing of the national anthem performed tonight by Leah Henderson.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly gleaming, and the rockets rang clear, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Our national anthem from a near sold-out Jordan Valley Ice Park. The Stan Milton Ice Arena. And we're going to have a ceremonial puck drop, and a man that will join us here in just a moment.
And welcoming out on the ice for a ceremonial puck drop, we'd like to welcome two captains on the Missouri State men's soccer team, Kyle Hebert and Ben Stroud, who will be dropping the puck for tonight's game. Fans, let's give a big welcome to the Missouri State men's soccer Bears.
And we will talk to them at the first period intermission, probably the start of the second period. Their head coach, John Leamy, will join them, and we'll talk about the Soccer Bears. Great attendance that we've been having lately from some of the other squads. We had Dana Ford, the head coach of Missouri State's basketball team.
Let's hear it for Kyle Hebert and Ben Stroud, captains of the Missouri State men's soccer team, and thank the soccer team for attending tonight's game. What is sure to be a great game.
We have had the volleyball team here. We have had the Ice Bears president and Cliff Smart. He's come here. And we'll have Kyle Motes, who is the athletic director of Missouri State. He should be here in the next couple of games or so, too. Well, we're ready for hockey. Number 13 versus number 1. Missouri State in the white, skating from the left to the right, and in the black and gold, it is Lindenwood from the right to the left. We are underway in MediaCom. Face-off is won, and the Ice Bears quickly get a shot off. Immediately, it's Brennan Anderson, and it is held on to by Cooper Seedot. I think I did it already. I said MediaCom. No, it is Jordan Valley Ice Park. It was MediaCom for 10 years. The 10-year sponsorship has expired, and as of the first of the year, it's back to Jordan Valley, and that's what Missouri State used to play in. Right off the draw, the Ice Bears had it quickly, but it's tipped away, held in on the right side. Derek Smith driving. Seedot missed it. Far side boards, chased down by Colton Crago. Out to center ice. Here's a lead pass for Blair Barrows, and Barrows has it poked away from him. A drive in and a save. Stevens rebound. It's moved into the corner. Ice Bears have it as both sides, as it's kept onside apparently by Alpo Nurmanen. His drive is blocked into the corner. The goaltender Stevens has lost his stick. It's behind the net. Stevens has no stick. They slide it over to him now finally, and he gains possession, and so do the Ice Bears. Stolen by Nurmanen momentarily and taken out to center ice, and Nikita Salnikov. His pass is intercepted. We're just underway, 19:11 to go in the first period. Here's Nurmanen with it. He got the overtime goal against Missouri State. And the Ice Bears lost here last season, the only time that this game was played at home between these two teams. Missouri State had 2 in Lindenwood and 1 here at Jordan Valley. Next season it's 4-4, well 2-2 for 4 games. It'll be 2 home, 2 away. Meanwhile, we have the puck carried right back in for delayed offside. 18:46 to go in the period. Shots are 1 apiece between these two teams, and a full sail line change. The officials, Rich Palo, the referee, Jason Carrera, and Mark Marzola are the linesmen. Face off to the right of Seedot. 18:46 to go in the period, and no score. Ice Bears get the line of Alex Rubin, Matt Matty, and Heinrich Lohman. New pickup for the Ice Bears, the freshman out of Divive, Sweden. And I'm probably pronouncing that wrong too. Far side. Now taken away by Brendan Murphy. He's one of the leading scorers, 11 goals, 14 assists for the junior. Puck now in the Missouri State zone, backhanded. The Ice Bears intercepted. They flip it out to center ice, and that's as far as it goes. Jake Townsend will pick it up for the Lions. Backhanded in by Zach Martin, and the Ice Bears behind their own net. They quickly flip it out along the line. It stays in. Drive saved by Stevens, steered into the corner. Near side boards at the half board. Shots are now 2-1 in favor of the Lions. Back behind the net. Moved over to the far side by the Ice Bears. Sam Heiser wrote, and it gets deflected up and out into the Ice Bears bench. So we'll have a face-off. It should come to the closest face-off dot from where that was, and that should be just outside the Missouri State zone. Line change for both teams. Missouri State with 27 players on the roster, just 23, including goalies, for Lindenwood. Off the draw, the Ice Bears' Sasha Perron manages to tip it away from the draw, and Missouri State with their 4th line on now. Hunter Saunders has trouble at the red line. In front of him was Hayden Ursulek. Puck clear to the corner. Now the Ice Bears, as Perron gets it in front of his own bench, sweeps it in with 17:41 to go in the period and no score. Ursulak with it. Ice Bears with a poke check. Now it comes out to the left side. Alex Kalau. Kalau walks through the middle, and a backhander in front saves Stevens. As the puck was loose, Ursulak got the shot, and the Ice Bears are able to steer it aside. Now it's out to center ice. Taken by Matt Runyon out of New Prague, Minnesota. Puck comes in, and Stevens will hold on to that. 17-17 remaining in the first period, and no score. Mentioned the scorers. Leading scorers, Zach Mitchell, 18-11. 9 power play goals for the sophomore from Chicago, Illinois. Jake Townsend, 11-21. He is the leader in points, and Brendan Murphy 11 and 14. So 2 sophomores and a junior leading this Lindenwood Lions squad. Puck dropped down, and immediately a drive that steered aside as Nurmanen got it. Stevens kicked it with his left pad. Puck out in front of the Missouri State bench. Sliding down in front of it is Hunter Cooley. Taken away by the Lions, but the Ice Bears quickly get it up to center ice. This may be an icing call, and it's been waved off. So Brian Schumacher, 1 goal and 13 assists for him, mostly as a defenseman. He's moved up to the top line with Alex Turin and Josh Bell both out on the number 1 line. Ice Bears fans react to a hit in front of the Missouri State corner. Now the Ice Bears dig it out. They have a 3-on-2, 4-on-2 if they hurry it up. Drive in by Solnikoff is held onto by CDOT. And then we get Solnikoff run into the boards behind CDOT. And the officials really trying to stay on their game here and keep this one from getting out of hand. It's loud and crazy. Let's go between the gloves, Dr. Ben Goss. Is it loud down there for you?
Well, it certainly is, but that's exactly what you want and expect with the number 1 team in the nation in town. This is equivalent to Alabama football, and we've got them right here in the Queen City tonight.
Well, it's definitely not a quiet scene in church, right?
No, absolutely not.
Ice Bears with a backhander in front and a save by CDOT as Travis Barrett had a great opportunity in front. He peeled away and didn't know the rebound was lying right there, and he didn't pick it up. Ice Bears race back into their own zone to clear it, but Lindenwood with some good pressure. Missouri State with a puck that is deflected out to center ice, chased down by Barrett, but back into the Lions zone is Runyon, and Matt Runyon will bring it out to center ice and back in the Missouri State zone. Quickly it goes in where it is the Ice Bears' Chris Brown. Swings it over to the far side boards. Ice Bears have it. They have a 3-on-2 if they hurry, and getting checked off the boards is the Ice Bears captain and Brennan Anderson. Lead pass into the Missouri State zone. Drive left side as it came over to Jordan Pomlowski, and it was deflected away by Stevens. Good play there, an even better play to set it up with the Lions. Coming in now is Brendan Finnegan. Or Ryan Finnegan, that is. He gets a shot off. It's deflected into the corner. Now back to Klimnowski. Behind the net. Now to the left side. Holding it is Austin Wilk. He drops it down in low. Wilk trying to work the puck. Gets it over on the left side again. Shot tipped in front. Save Stevens. As the tip by Klimowski was a right pad save by the Ice Bears goaltender. Shots 4-4, but really it's been Lindenwood with the better of the shots. Puck comes in now, and Stevens holds on, and apparently it wasn't enough for a whistle. Deflected to the corner and out to center ice. Wilk with it. Ice Bears change things up. Now Matt Matty will intercept for Missouri State. Coughs up the puck, and he can't clear it. It's held in, and finally the Ice Bears are not able to clear it. They cough it up again. Here a shot in that misses just wide. 14:38 to go in the period and no score. And the Ice Bears have already given up the puck in their own zone 3 times, 2 in successive situations. Now Derek Smith swings it over to the near side boards. It is out to center ice, and it's grabbed by Ursulak. 3 goals, 5 assists for the Calgary, Alberta product. Puck across the line. In the Missouri State zone, Mike Lozano drops it down in low. Good forechecking there, but the Ice Bears have possession. Derek Smith flips it up and out and all the way down. This may not be an icing. Racing it is Lohman, and Lohman with a good opportunity there gives the Ice Bears a chance to come in. Racing is Alex Rubin for Missouri State, but it's picked up and taken away by Murphy. He'll have it left side across the line to Ursulak. He's going to drop it down in low. Stick goes flying. That might be an Ice Bears stick. It's dropped down in low behind the net. Ursulak with it, looking for some help. And the Ice Bears with Patrick Johansson to break it up right in front of the Missouri State soccer team. They are putting out some yells here in the defensive zone. Puck is cleared out to center, and that's as far as it goes. Slipped off the glass, and the Ice Bears with possession in their own zone. 13:19 to go and no score here at Jordan Valley Ice Park. Puck flipped in, racing hard is Sasha Perron, but he can't get to it. Intercepted by Upper Nurmanen and cleared down at center ice. Sent right back into the Lions zone on a line change for Missouri State. Nurmanen will send it out to center ice. And he'll get a return feed, this one from Nick Green, and we have an offside. Offside with 12:59 to go in the period. Let's go between the glass with Dr. Ben Goss.
Well, the big yell that the soccer team let out was because of a skirmish in the left corner. I know you couldn't see from your vantage point, but Patrick Johansson and Brendan Murphy were getting into some good tangles there away from the referees and out of their sight line too. So getting hot and heavy down here on the ice early on, Steve.
Well, that's what you need, except you don't want any penalties, that's for sure. 42.9% for Lindenwood on the power play is nothing to want to have any part of. 12:46 to go in the period, and no score. And you know it's going to erupt if Missouri State gets the first goal here. Puck is cleared out. Nikita Salnikov with a behind-the-back pass. It hits nobody except for Blair Barrows. And Barrows for the Lions brings it in. No delayed offside. It was cleared, and the Ice Bears with Cooley. He tries to move it up, and the Ice Bears have it intercepted again. Vic Lombardi. I want to say Vic Lombardo because of the Lombardi because of the Lombardi Trophy, but nope. No relation to that. Puck is sent down in by Cooley, and now we're going to get a whistle for a offside. So the offside will bring it back outside the zone. Or are they going to put it inside? Since it was Lindenwood. Well, what are we going to have here? Are we going to have a too many men penalty? I think we are. We're going to get a too many men penalty for Lindenwood. That's what it is. So Missouri State will go on the power play. I was wondering if that was it. So Missouri State on the power play. The Ice Bears, 21.6%, 30 for 139, and a chance to take the lead on the too many men penalty. Puck is cleared in. Barrett now in front as it was Jordan Bratton who overskated it. Coming out with it is Vic Lombardi, and he'll send it in. That's as far as it goes. Line change for Lindenwood. 1:35 remaining in the power play. The only forechecker for the Lions is Klimovsky. Ice Bears almost cough up the puck. They do, and Lindenwood thinks smart of it, and they send it back. Just kill more time. So Missouri State will change up. Now it's Ursulek. So the puck is cleared in front of the referee's crease, and Missouri State will try to set things up, but they've just lost about 45 seconds on this power play. Chris Brown, the captain, back of his own zone. Leave it off for Nikita Salnikov. Now tries to get it over to Sasha Perron. Drops it to Salnikov. He's going to race in. Salnikov checks his man. That's Cade Owad. Owad gives it up. It is cleared out to center, and Missouri State will reset with 49 seconds to go on the power play. Did I mention that the Lions penalty kill 7 for 75, 90.7%. Phenomenal penalty kill, too. Puck cleared all the way down to the Missouri State zone, no icing. And it seems with this game right now, with 10:45 to go in this period, it's getting stronger and stronger for Lindenwood. Missouri State still with not that perfect kind of ice presence, but definitely for Lindenwood. Dropped all the way in by Derek Smith. Stopped by the goaltender, Cedot. Thought better of clearing it. Gives it to his defenseman, and it's cleared out by Matt Runyon. Ice Bears get tangled up with Klimovsky, and now Missouri State with 5 seconds left. Here's Lohman with a drive. He gets deflected up and out of play. And the face-off will stay in the zone. 10:14 to go. And let's go between the glass, Dr. Ben Goss.
Well, Steve, it seems to me ever since the winter break ended and the season resumed that Missouri State has had a little bit less than stellar passing game. And one thing's for sure, you mentioned this earlier, they're going to have to quit giving it up in their zone, else that's going to hit them really, really hard, especially against a great team like Lindenwood. And it really did on this power play as it had in earlier stages of this game.
Yeah, you kind of have to look at Missouri State and say that they're going to have to make those passes a little bit better. Lohman gets dumped at the blue line. Puck is cleared out, and Missouri State will set it up again. Shots are just 5-4 in favor of the Lions. 9:48 to go in this period. So you wonder now, how much can the Ice Bears take as a great play by Alex Rubin almost stole the puck. Gives the Ice Bears an opportunity to race in the zone. Now taken away and cleared. And Vic Lombardi's there out of Denver, Colorado. Just found out that there will be an outdoor game next season in Colorado Springs for the NHL, as we get a potential icing here. And it will be Los Angeles and Colorado, the Avalanche. The Kings and the Avalanche played an outdoor game in Colorado Springs next February, I believe. Trying to remember that. I just heard it as we were coming in on the NHL radio network. You better believe I'm going, because I know that Missouri State does not have games scheduled that weekend. Puck is cleared out to center, and the Lions will work it up, because I scheduled the games. Here is Mitchell. Gives it up to Runyon, and a shot in. It'll be held on to by Bailey Stevens. So, Dr. Ben Goss, we've got a road trip planned for us.
Yeah, we definitely need to do that. You and I have been discussing the possibilities over the last couple of years, and that'll be about as good as it gets and about as close as it gets, for certain, since the one in St. Louis a year or so ago. And I was at that one, and I tell you what, the weather was miserable, and as a Blackhawks fan, the hockey was too. But still great to be part of that, and really neat to see how the NHL does that. Maybe one of these days we can get to that level here with the Ice Bears.
Well, you know, we're working on that. We're working on some kind of outdoor game that maybe we could play. I know that Buffalo has one, and they invited us to come play out there, but it's all money. You know, it comes down to expenses right now, which just cannot afford. But that would be a great thing to do. Here is Runyon with it. He drops it down low in the Missouri State zone. The Lions with a shot that's intercepted by the Ice Bears, just enough to clear it, but this will be an icing call. And the tired players for Missouri State still cannot change. Although they did get the B line on, and it's mostly Bs. It's Barrett, Brown, O'Brien, Bratton, and Anderson. For Lindenwood, it's Ernst, Townsend, Klimowski, and over in the corner, Austin Wilk. Big drive in. Stevens makes the save. Klimowski centers it, but the Ice Bears will have it, and O'Brien is able to flip it out and clear it all the way down. Is this another icing? It is, and Missouri State cannot change again. So tough for the Ice Bears. Who now have been trying to change twice. Shot 6-4 in favor of Lindenwood. Puck is cleared, and immediately it's out to center. And the Ice Bears still don't change. Want to make sure they get good possession of it. Now Lohman is able to tip it out to center. Back in the Missouri State zone. Pass right out in front, and a save as it went underneath the stick of Mike Lozano. After Stevens made the save, it is cleared out to center. Sent back the other way. The Ice Bears work it at center. Now to Keita Salnikov. To Derek Smith. They tried the stretch pass. It didn't work. It's cleared out to center and grabbed by Zach Mitchell. Across the line, Mitchell's pass goes to Klimowski. He gets upended right through the crease. No penalty, and the puck is cleared. Again, here's a lead pass, breaking in and looking for an opportunity was Ursulek, and a good stick check by the Ice Bears. Now working it is Cooley. He's going to get pushed into the corner. The official says nothing, and he lets everything play. Back in the Missouri State zone, the Ice Bears are able to clear it out. Cooley does, and he's looking for a break, but Brendan Murphy carries it back into his own zone for Lindenwood. Lead pass, gets it out to center to Lombardi. Across the line, and it's a delayed offside as it came outside the zone. So it'll be reset up once again by Murphy out of St. Peters, Missouri. Murphy, left side, works it to Nurminen. Apo Nurminen up the middle, backhander by Lombardi was stopped in. He gets one off and scores! A second effort play, and it's 1-0 Lindenwood. And let's go between the glass, Dr. Ben Goss.
Well, Steve, it was most unfortunate because that was just an excuse-me goal. The Lindenwood player made a pirouette move and just shot the puck in the very last possible inch of real estate just inside the left post, and the Lions lead the Bears 1-0 here with 6:38 left in the first.
Well, it was a second effort, and we'll catch the call from from Kevin Thorough, but it looks like if they give it to him, we'll see just who they're going to give it to. Meanwhile, Rubin gets a shot off, and it's held on to by CDOT.
Lindenwood goal scored by number 5, Blair Barrows, assisted by number 2, Vic Lombardi, and by number 25, Apo Nurmainen. Time of the goal at 13:22 of the first period, scored by number 5, assisted by number 12 and number 25.
Because you know I'm all about that.
So it is a 1-0 lead, and Nurmainen, not sure we'll get that one checked out, but Lindenwood with Barrows getting his second goal of the season here in the first period, and it's a 1-0 Lions lead. Puck cleared out in front of the Missouri State bench, and Lindenwood with Wilk on the backhand in the Missouri State zone. Gets it to Ursulek. Spun around there, near side. 5:33 remains. And they do give Lombardi and Nurmanen an assist. Coming at 13:22. Meanwhile, puck comes in the Missouri State zone. Racing through was Runyon, and he goes right to the bench. Ice Bears trying to move it out. They do. They quickly get a 2-on-2. Bratton holds up, looking for some help, and it's pushed out to center ice on a delayed offside for Missouri State. Boy, you can tell how well coached and well organized this Lindenwood Lions team is. 18-0 this season, ranked number 1 in ACHA Division I. Puck cleared out to center. Klimovsky not able to get it. The Ice Bears have it, and it is Jordan Bratton. 7 goals, 14 assists for the St. Louis product. Now to Barrett with the B line on. Bratton's going to go to the bench, so the Ice Bears will set things up. And they'll work it back in their own zone to start it again. Here's Barrett. His backhand is taken away and cleared. And flipped up in the zone for Lindenwood. Jake Townsend gloves it down and sends it out. A touch pass. It'll go to Mitchell. Across the line. Left side, right through the crease as the Lions were trying to hit Zach Martin. Now Martin sets up again. Far side boards, low along the goal line. 3:53 to go in the period. Still a battle for it down in low. It is not dug. Now it is taken on the right side, and an opportunity for Lozano is broken up. And here comes Missouri State. Lead pass to Nikita Solnikov. Off of him to Cooley. He shoots, save! And the rebound as Schumacher was not quite there to pick it up. Now it's Solnikov again, leading scorer for Missouri State. Nikita, 24 goals, 20 assists. Solnikov has it. It was going to be played with a high stick, but it's taken away by Lindenwood, and the Lions will have it. To Zach Mitchell. Left to right, up the middle, tried to get it to Martin. That's the other Zach. And it is sent from the left side to the right side. Ice Bears do able to get it and clear it out. Ahead now, racing down is Lohman. Lohman, after the puck gets chipped away from him, has it in his skates. Lohman with it. He waits, he shoots, and a save. Held on to by Cooper Cedot. Cedot ranked number 2 in the ACHA goaltender category behind Minot State's Brendan Efforts. And by mere percentage points. Let's go between the glass, Dr. Van Goss.
Steve, want to give a shout out to Carson Warnig, the big defenseman for the Bears, has made some key plays, some big hits tonight, and he's had some good checks as well in terms of getting the puck away from streaking Lindenwood.
Now here, speaking of streaking Lindenwood, they come right in, and Stevens has to make the save as breaking loose on the right side was a Lion, and I believe that was Nick Green. Yep, it was, as he turns around. I can see his number 10. So Stevens able to hold Green off. 1-0 Lindenwood, 2:35 remaining. The only goal for the Lions comes on a second effort opportunity. The first effort was just sliced in there, and Stevens just did not know where it came from. 1-0 Lindenwood. Barrows with the goal. Meanwhile, the Ice Bears will send it all the way to the Lions zone for an icing. 2:24 to go in the period, and icing will bring it back in the Missouri State end of the ice. Don't forget, coming up at the first period intermission, have a talk with the head coach of the Lindenwood Lions and Rick Zombo. And if you think these Lions on the ice right now know what they're doing, just wait till you hear from their coach. He demands that you listen, and when you listen, you'll be amazed. Runyon's pass intercepted. Here's Bratton for Missouri State. Gives it to O'Brien. He shoots, blocker save. Huge opportunity for Zane O'Brien and a big blocker save by CDOT. Now a shot by Brown is blocked. This one by Ursulek, and it's cleared out to center ice. 2 minutes to go in the period. And the Ice Bears have had some good opportunities, but not good enough. They've not been able to get it past the brick wall in CDOT. 1.25 goals against average this season. Puck is taken away by the Ice Bears. Schumacher, he holds it in the line and drops it down in low. And then to start the second period, we'll hear from John Leamy, men's head soccer coach for Missouri State. 1:32 remains. Here is Carson Warnick. Ice Bears with Cooley, lead, touch pass. It'll go to Schumacher. Tried to stick it around Townsend, and he couldn't do it. So Townsend will set it up out of Castle Rock, Colorado. Backhander by Lombardi goes into the Missouri State zone with 1:10 remaining in the period. Puck comes off the side of the net, and it'll be held onto by the Ice Bears goaltender, Bailey Stevens. Near sold-out crowd here at Mediacom Ice Park, and the stand, I said it again, it's Jordan Valley Ice Park. And the Stan Milton Ice Arena. For 10 years I've been saying the other. Resisted the change then, and I'm resisting it now. 1 minute to go in the period, and the Ice Bears dig it out. Banked off the boards. Here's a break. All alone, Matt Matty. Backhander, a shot and a save. He was looking to the backhander, instead went to the forehand, made the save, and the net gets dislodged. Best opportunity for Missouri State this period. Matt Matty had a great opportunity off the boards. And he was looking to the backhander, but instead went front hand, and CDOT stuck with him. 50.3 seconds remains in this period. 1-0 Lindenwood on the second by Barrows. Behind the net, up the middle, here comes Brown, he shoots, saved by CDOT, rebound is fanned on by Anderson, and it's taken away by the Lions, past Barrows with 36 seconds remaining. Puck flipped in, now it'll go to Lohman, gets around Nurminen. Lohman's there, Nurminen takes it away. Lohman to the right side, drops it to Brown, back down to Lohman, 24 seconds to go. Lohman waited a little bit too much, Nurminen stuck in front of him. Puck off the side of the net, and it's held onto by the goaltender CDOT, who stuck his goaltender stick out, and he was able to prevent the pass from coming up the middle. 18.5 seconds to go in the period, 1-0 Lindenwood. Shots are 10-9, they do favor Missouri State. Mentioned Apple Nurminen, he is third in scoring. 6 goals, 3 assists, 9 points. He does lead goals-wise. Here's a blast in. Save as Barrett got that shot. Rebound with 9 seconds is taken away by the Lions, and they're able to flip it up and get it out to center ice. The Ice Bears return the favor, but that'll do it for the period as time will run out. Shots on goal in the period. CDOT faces 11. Bailey Stevens faces 9. And after one period of play, it's a 1-0 lead for the Lindenwood Lions. Barrow with his second, Lombardi and Nurmanen with the assists, and that's the only goal. And again, this one was just one that it was just a turnaround snapshot that beat Bailey Stevens, and Missouri State trailed 1-0. They had an opportunity with Matt Matty racing free on the left side, but a stone wall was exactly what CDOT was, and Missouri State did not score on their best opportunity of this hockey game at this moment. The Ice Bears ranked number 13 in ACHA Division I. Lindenwood is ranked number 1, and it's a good game here after one period of play. We'll take a break, and when we come back, talk to the head coach of the Lindenwood Lions and Rick Zomba coming up in just a moment. On Web Sports Radio, 1-0, Lindenwood after 1.
Now playing at Mediacom Ice Park in Springfield, a new ice age. It's the Missouri State Ice Bears hockey. Now through February, exciting, hard-hitting, fast-paced collegiate hockey, Ice Bears style. Get your advance tickets at Missouri State Tix box offices or call 417-836-7678. Tickets also available at the games. There are no speed limits at Mediacom Ice Park when you see Ice Bears hockey.
Your best source for awards of any kind is always Bowles Trophy House in Springfield. Trophies, plaques, medals, gifts, ribbons, and more. You get top quality and great service at Bowles Trophy House, serving Springfield and Southwest Missouri for over 40 years. Call them at 417-869-8720.
And if you need embroidery work done, logos, digitizing, and more, come to Banners and Brainstorms in Bowles Trophy House at 601 South Kimbrough.
We are back at Jordan Valley Ice Park. Steve Casson now talking with the head coach of Lindenwood University and Rob Zombo. And Rob, 18-0 on the season. And, you know, first of all, two things that come out and stand out in my mind is, one, you've only played 18 games. Number two, you're 18-0. Everybody's kind of looking at you as kind of the front runner, the team that, well, if we all want to get somewhere in the national championship, we're going to have to go through you. But at this point, it looks like you kind of have the pick of the litter. I know that coming from an NHL background, none of this really means anything until that final game. What do you do to keep your players prepared and ready, regardless of the record right now?
Every day is a challenge. And it's important that we find some type of improvement amongst our whole group. The players are responsible to improve each other and also themselves. So the challenge is from Monday to Thursday. So we practice hard. I make certain that I do infuse an awful lot of rest because there's a tremendous amount of pressure on grades and just being a college athlete nowadays. But 18-0, you're not going to give them back. You know, I look at every week as a mini series. Mini series is a quiz. The final exam is winning the last game in the national tournament. So who we play and the teams that we play Missouri State, it's a rivalry. It's a game that they get up for, we get up for. It's a lovely competition. But we always play the best teams. And to do that, that seasons you for the big games. Because when you got to win four in a row to win a national title, you have to have a lot going in your way. You have to be healthy. You have to have timing right, bounces right. But most important, you have to understand how to play on Broadway. So the game is the same. You know, it's 85 by 200 for 60 minutes. But the responsibilities and the results are most important when it comes to the little facets of the game. And teaching game management is what I primarily do throughout the season and in sequences.
You know, I spoke to Paul Loudon several years ago when he was part of Davenport's squad, and they had won national championships at Division II, then back up at Division I, and had a chance to go to Europe with him. And I asked him, I said, so what do you do? What's your coaching philosophy? What do you do to instill in a lot of these kids? And he says, you know what? It's every check. It's every pass. It's every goal. Every little thing leads up to something at the end, and it kind of seems similar to what you do. And that's the mark of good coaches. Coaches that everything you do, it's kind of everything that you do has a consequence, and there's a reason for it. And is that kind of the way your coaching philosophy works?
Yeah, in a way it is. And Paul had a great team because they beat us. We were running 3 straight on our national titles. We lost to them in overtime. They had a tremendous team then. So a lot of respect to Paul. We don't instill a playbook. We don't instill what we have in January, systems, but we teach fundamentals. If you don't understand stick position and awareness and soft ice and being above, terminology that you hear all the time from color commentators, you watch any NHL game, players that come up from juniors, players that come up from high school, they all think they know it, but we make certain they really know it. So it's consistent conversation. We run a video bank that reinforces so they could see themselves to help define the words that I use. We use NHL clips, so not only is it better quality, but it's a better caliber of players doing what we're asking for. But we pass a lot, so it's not just a consideration of presenting pucks to people, but now we're in the process of intersecting pucks, which means get the opponents moving, creating 2-on-1s. You draw somebody to. Anybody can play a 1-on-1, and it's a grind. Offensively, it's a grind because you're not going to win most 50-50 battles. So what you try to do is try to stall. You try to find space, and what that's going to do is ask for support on the defensive side. So when you have a 1 versus 2, he opens up a 2 versus 1 behind him. So intersecting passes is timing, awareness, and confidence, in understanding how to pocket the puck and how to make certain that you recognize it's much harder to back check 200 feet than it is to scrum for 50-50 battles.
Rob Zombo is our coach. He's the coach of Lindenwood University. He's our guest. Rob, one thing that stands out on me, 30 for 70 on the power play, 42.9%. To say that you practice that is probably an understatement.
We practice it every day in practice. Not necessarily 5-man units, the whole team practices it. So, like I said, when we pass for a reason. So, when you understand the spatial concepts, we got to make certain that everybody's a threat. And you're not a threat outside the house, you're a threat inside the house. And you got to draw coverage out, which means that you've got to make certain that you're aware and you can see the primary resistance or the apex on the defensive side of the puck, but you got to look through the obvious and see the second guy. Where the second guy is where the support coverage is, and you fall behind his heels. It takes time. It's easy to draw up on a board, but our passing drills that we do, and all my kids can do any USA hockey drill with their eyes closed. They could be hungover, they could be half asleep. And what we've done 3 years ago is we've talked to very prominent soccer coaches and very prominent rugby coaches, because all team sports is creating 2-on-1s. And we've transferred soccer drills and also rugby drills into ice hockey, and we're very proud of it. It becomes a challenge. It's a little learning curve when we start, because they're just so ingrained in the basic Montreal drill and the 2-on-1 and the regroup 2-on-1. It's blasé and it's bored. So we make certain that we do a lot of possession drills, a lot of passing drills, a lot of moving, how to get your feet up, how to work for soft ice, and we defend by having the puck. So, you could teach a monkey to, structure defense and move them around like checkers on a black square. But we play offense, and that's how we defend, and we like the puck. And this year, the puck's been going in, and they're going in not because I got a team that's prolific scorers. We're just we just work hard. We get seconds and thirds, and they're just hungry. So when I teach tracking, teach back checking, it's to get back on offense faster, and we all do it. If you don't do it, we'll catch you on the camera. We got to have 5 guys in each zone at all the time, which means you got to work on both sides of the puck. So,
yeah, really, there's only 3 guys: Brendan Murphy, Jake Townsend, and Zach Mitchell are the guys that are double-digit scoring. The rest of the guys are just kind of balancing things out. Normally, a good team doesn't want to rely on 3 players or 4 players for their scoring, but to say that you're doing that is not really the case. It's just they probably handle the puck more than a lot of the other players.
Well, they finish. I think 3 of our 6 scorers are defensemen. My defensemen are allowed to go up at the goalie's crease, but they also have to understand they have responsibilities to go back. We funnel pucks to the middle. We make certain that we keep pucks off the glass, not a forward that wants to peel themselves and a puck off the boards. We make certain it's direct passes. If it's not there, you wait and you find somebody else and you take the hit. And it takes an awful lot of poise and confidence to know that the 4 players that are playing with you when you have possession of the puck will work for you. And, it's an old saying, it's a strong play if you take the hit to make the play. And it takes courage. So when the whole team's playing that hard, and you look at the amount of goals, I think we're above 100 goals for and maybe 25 against. It is... unfortunately, teams they give up. when you get a lead, then there's no pushback. And some of the games like college football, trying to get that bowl bid, we just stomp people. I mean, if you're not going to push back, we're not going to hold back and concern about your feelings. It's my team has never ever scored as much as we have this year, and everybody thinks because I play defense in the NHL that we play a defensive system. We play an offensive system, and then that's just how we defend. But this year the pucks are going in, and everybody contributes. All 4 lines play, because when you get into the national tournament, I want to know exactly who can play in a big game. And by having 24 on your roster, that doesn't automatically say you have depth. Being able to play and understanding for me where they're going to thrive and where's the best position and time management in the course of the game, will they succeed? That's why I play everybody.
Rick Zombo is joining us, head coach of Lindenwood. And because you said it, I'm just going to mention it, but you had 10 goals with St. Louis from 91 to 96. So to use that same terminology and say, okay, because of you, they're more of an offensive team, well, you played more of a defensive player, obviously, by your stats. And I'm sure you don't really look at stats. I mean, it's helpful, but I don't know if you would necessarily look at all these stats and say, okay, based on this, we're doing this. You've got a game plan, and you've got a way that you're going to coach this team, and that's just the way it's going to be.
Well, we recruit for what I want. So we spend a tremendous amount of time recruiting, and recruiting players that I want to coach is most important. It's not the stats. We really do a thorough check in them. When it comes to forwards, I tell them straight off, you score 10 goals as a forward for us, that's a successful season. And it doesn't mean we play defensive. We spread the wealth, and we all do it together. If you want to be on a winning team and always have an opportunity to win a national title, it's a school to come to. That's all part of the recruiting. But the philosophy and how we adapt and how we change as coaches is always complex, and it's always moving, and it's always challenging. But the most important, if you don't have 24 guys committed on the same purpose and the same focus, then it gets derailed automatically, because throughout the season there's always adversities, there's always slumps in the season, whether it be for a team or players, and it's the rigid guys. I call it the it factor, and they either have it or they don't, and it's tough to define, but that's what we do when we recruit. It's a special person that we want. We've been successful so far as our recruiting goes. I mean, you look, I'll start probably 3 freshmen to start this game. We'll have 7 in the lineup. They all play. I don't hide them on D-zone faceoffs, or I don't have to start them in O-zone faceoffs to hide them. Everybody plays, and I know who the scorers are for Missouri State, and I know how shallow it gets after that. And most of the teams are the same way. But my guys understand that even if you are in the top 6 scorers, you got to play 200 ice, and you play for everybody.
And these are guys that have been with you for a while, since Missouri State and Lindenwood has played each other since 2015. Most of these guys have been with you since then, so it's kind of a well-oiled team. It's a team that you've been able to kind of get to where you want to get to on the ice, and you know that they'll respond.
They have to. Otherwise, they find their own retirement. It's not easy for them. They earn their ice time. It doesn't matter if you're a freshman or a senior. You earn your ice time. It's very clear what my expectations are. I do have a tremendous amount of laxity when it comes to mistakes. I don't want players to play with straitjackets, but what I do is I watch the response off of mistakes. So mistakes are allowed. I say it all the time, and it's difficult for the guys to accept the fact that they're not Teflon. They're going to make mistakes, but I don't want you to play frozen. You just go play, and I say it's on me. If that's what we work on, that's what we're doing, and you're going to play against guys that are better than you. So it's all a matter of maturing and growing.
Rick Zombo is our guest, head coach of Lindenwood. I wish you good luck for the rest of the season, except for just today.
I understand it, Steve. Thank you.
It's always good.
I get it. No, this will be a good game for us, and it's always a fun atmosphere to play, and having the majority of these players from St. Louis, it's a wonderful game.
Well, looking forward to 4 next year on the schedule. That's always going to be fun, except for, it's always been just this one game per year, at least here at MediaCom or Jordan Valley Ice Park it is now, but we're looking forward to more.
Thank you very much.
All right, thanks so much for doing this, Rick. We'll take a break. More hockey coming up.
We all love the fajitas. Their margaritas get the crown. Don't forget the quesadillas. It's the best Mexican food in town.
now your favorite Mexican restaurant is open on Sunday. Yes, Maria's Downtown is open on Sunday. So bring your family and friends and enjoy Mexico with us 7 days a week.
Hold on to your salsa and your chips.
Maria's on South Avenue in downtown Springfield.
This is Barrel Bob, MoDOT's Work Zone spokesbarrel. You'll be seeing more of me as the weather warms up. Crews will be working on our roads. That means lanes will be closed for construction and maintenance work on our highways. As you approach a work zone, please don't drive distracted. You need to pay attention. I want you and my friends working on the roads to all get home safely. Remember, buckle up and put down your phone. A message from the Missouri Department of Transportation.
Beavers is where I make that. Bratton is racing. Bratton has it in front. Shot, score! Patrick Johansson. That is Patrick Johansson's first goal with Missouri State. Puck across the line now as it goes to Bell. He shoots, he scores! Second goal of the game for Josh Bell, his 6th of the season. And Missouri State has tied this game up at 5-5. Left point Anderson calling for it is Brown. Right side, Brown with it. Tipped in front by McClue, just missing. Ice Bears work the power play for 126. Now sending it to Brown, that is from McClue. Tipped in front, score! Brendan McClue gets the goal.
Now playing at Mediacom Ice Park in Springfield, a new ice age. It's the Missouri State Ice Bears hockey. Now through February, exciting, hard-hitting, fast-paced collegiate hockey, Ice Bears style. Get your advance tickets at Missouri State Tix box offices or call 417-836-7678. Tickets also available at the games. There are no speed limits at Mediacom Ice Park when you see Ice Bears hockey.
We are back at Jordan Valley Ice Park, Stan Melton Ice Arena. Intermission just a little bit longer than it should be. They went an extended period of time. And I don't know if anybody won the shootout. They had a first main shootout, and I don't know if anybody won that, but they went. Did somebody win it? Alec is saying somebody won it, and it took a while. There was a good 6 or 7 contestants out there, so it took a little bit longer than normal, so we are just about 3 minutes away from the second period intermission. Don't have any updates on any other games that are going on this Thursday. Really one that affects the Central Division of ACHA Division I, Illinois State and University of Illinois. They're playing tonight. They'll get underway at about 10 o'clock Central Time. Other than that, everybody else really doesn't affect Division I that much. There were only 8 games, and now the guys who I was expecting to have join us have joined us here. John Leamy, head coach of the soccer team, is going to join us too, along with one of his players who I believe is from Canada and a big hockey fan. So John, welcome.
Steve, it is great to be here, and what a game tonight, huh? We got 2 teams going after it.
Oh, we set it up just for you.
Oh, it's a wonderful night of hockey.
And
yes, and we got Kyle Hebert from Winnipeg, Canada. And they know a little something about hockey up there, that's for sure.
So, Kyle, I have to ask, is hockey one of your favorite sports besides soccer?
Oh, for sure. I love it. I play it every year when I go home for Christmas.
Okay, because here's the thing. You look more like a hockey player than you do a soccer player. So.
Yeah, no, I get that a lot. Sometimes I wonder if I ended up in the wrong sport. So.
Well, but I'm sure with a great coach like John Leamy, you're kind of thinking you haven't, have you?
Oh, no, for sure. I love soccer, definitely. But it's exciting being here, being able to watch some hockey, so that's been awesome.
Well, the Ice Bears are making their way out onto the ice, and, we always love it when other teams come, and I know that you guys have come here several times. What is it for you guys? I know it's one thing to just say, hey, show up. Coach Leamy says show up. But when you guys are here, you're rowdy. You get into the games. I mean, it's really like you're the cheerleaders for the hockey club. And that's one thing that I know that we love. So do you guys always get up for a game whenever Coach Leamy says, all right, guys, you're coming?
Oh, for sure. Every time we get an opportunity to go to a game, we're loud, we chant, we have a really good time. So the guys love it. Sure.
And I know obviously it's loud right now with the music and everything going on, but you don't get this type of an atmosphere when you play soccer, do you?
No, soccer's a little different because it's it's continuous, and then hockey and other sports you get kind of stop and start and an opportunity to chant and stuff, but overseas you see a lot more of the chanting and the cheering during play.
And I was going to say that's kind of what my mentality is when I think about soccer, is I think about the European soccer, the chanting and all that kind of stuff, where here it's a completely different scenario. Well, we'll keep you guys in the booth here for just a little bit as we're just about to start period number 2. And it is rocking and rolling here at Jordan Valley Ice Park as Missouri State skates from the right to the left and Lindenwood from the left to the right. Quickly, Stevens has to make a save in the Missouri State zone. Brown is there. It bounces down to Cooley, and it gets high sticked. And so played with a high stick, it'll stay in the Missouri State zone. Now, you guys start in the fall, right? The soccer season for the men starts in the fall. How long does it run?
Yeah, Steve, great question. A lot of the boys came in early last year and really started getting going on their own in July. But we could officially get going that first week in August. And usually by 2.5 weeks in, we're doing 2 or 3 exhibition games. End of August, we usually got the real deal going. And we usually finish our last league game last week, first week of November, so mid-November conference tournament time. And from there, playoffs keep going.
Plays in the Lindenwood zone, 19:18 to go in the period. We're in the second. High slot. Here's Brown with a shot. We get a whistle for it coming offside, I believe. And the one thing that I do like about soccer, I know there's the men's side and the women's side. Now, and we've talked about this before, I've covered soccer with a local newspaper. I really think the women's side is much more rougher than the men's side. I have seen heads hit, I have seen bodies with the women's side than I have the men's side. Is that true?
I've only ever played men's, so that's hard to say. There's maybe a different type of physicality between men's and women's. But,
I definitely think it is, and I don't know if they want to take the body a little bit more than the men do. Maybe men is more finesse, I don't know. Meanwhile, Lions come in the zone. Green is there. He's looking for Nerman, and it goes behind the net. And now to the near side to Ursulek. He's double-teamed by the Ice Bears' Carson Warnig. And Warnig throws down another player. That's Kalau. And here come the Ice Bears. They have a 2-on-2. O'Brien leads it in. And it is Travis Barrett who gets taken out of the play. Ice Bears changing up quickly here. They have the longer bench on the change. Now Kalau coming down the middle. He's double-teamed, and Stevens will knock it into the corner. Green is there as an Ice Bear. Johansson is down behind the net. Now we get some pushing and shoving, and we're going to get a high stick. It's going to be a penalty, and no, they're going to call it a rough. And it's got to go against Lindenwood, but the play was allowed to go a little bit longer with Lindenwood controlling, and it is a rough. So Missouri State will go on their first power play. I take that back. They're going to go on their second power play. There have been only 2 penalties in this hockey game, and it's been both assessed to Lindenwood. So the roughing call against Kalau. So I just talked about penalties and roughness, and look what you have. You've got roughness here, and of course, Kyle, since you kind of know hockey a little bit, you're kind of maybe understanding a little bit of what's going on, but. Okay, when I ask you this question, is hockey rougher than soccer?
In most ways, yeah. They definitely allow for a different type of physicality, for sure. You can be, dumping the puck in and hitting on the forecheck and on the back check, so.
Play is in the Lindenwood zone. It's cleared out with 1:35 to go on the power play. Ice Bears move it. Here's a lead pass. It'll go all the way down to Sasha Perron, who's going to chase. Perron behind the net, pushes a man behind the net. Now to go to the near side boards and back behind, where it'll be regrouped and taken away by Brendan Murphy. Backhander to Murphy again. Across the line, here's a drive in, sails up high. Line change for Lindenwood. Anderson to put a forward check in, but instead it goes up the middle and grabbed by Ursulak. Ice Bears intercept. Now Missouri State out of their own zone. 17-19 to go in the period. Brown with it. Lead pass tipped in. No icing. And it'll be all the way down with 50 seconds to go on the power play. Near side boards. Working it is Owad. He's going to look for some help. Doesn't get it. So instead he continues to go down and around. I hear the rest of your group chanting right now. I assume it's them.
Oh, they're down in the corner having the time of their lives, Steve. And you know what? And Kyle could tell you. But the college athletes, they love playing in front of their students and other athletes. I mean, it just means so much to them. So when our guys get a chance to get out and, you know, it was fun. We got to the swimming meet the other night over at Drury, and now we get the privilege to be here at the ice hockey game. And they know what it means, so it's great when you hear them kind of cheering and having fun and singing, because I know the athletes just really appreciate it.
Bratton will come in to take the draw from Vic Lombardi. Lombardi wins and he's to chase it behind the net. Lombardi still with it, stops up the middle, and a drive in that's blocked. Owad had that one, and it's taken away by the Ice Bears. Lead pass. It'll go to Travis Barrett. He gets it across the line, and it's poked away from him and back for Schumacher to pick it up. Schumacher's pass will go to Johansson. Across the line for the Ice Bears. Lead pass to O'Brien. Power play has 5 seconds. Off of O'Brien, it's behind the net, and that'll do it. Still 1-0 in favor of Lindenwood. They bring it across to Kalal. Into the zone, it's flipped away and sent all the way down. This should be an icing call, and it is. Well, John, appreciate you guys stopping by. And again, I will make it to a game, whether it's a men's game or a women's game. Somehow, some way, I will do it. And I try to bring a big contingent so we can cheer just as loud as you guys did.
Yeah, anytime. We just love it. We got such a brotherhood between our programs, and it's just been a super relationship, Steve. Thank you.
It's great. John Leamy and his captain, Kyle, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you so much, Steve. Appreciate it.
That is John Leamy, the head coach of the Missouri State soccer team. Kalal, he wins it from Rubin off the side of the net, and it's Johansson with it. He'll flip it up off the boards and get it all the way down. Lohman will chase, and he waves off the icing. 16 minutes to go in the period. A full sail change for Missouri State will become left to right. Across the line to Kalal. Kalal waits, shot right through the crease, and Stevens sees it sails wide. 15:49 to go in the period. Worked over now to Ursulak. Up the middle, it's stolen, taken away by Green for Lindenwood. Green looking for some help, gets it behind the net. Now does get it in front to Kalal. Off of his stick, and here's Lohman with it. Heinrich Lohman just picked up from Sweden for Missouri State, sends it all the way in, and the goaltender will stop it there. That is CDOT, lead pass. And it goes to Brendan Murphy. Lions will set it up again. Across the line, quickly Ursulak, but he carried it in offside. 15-16 to go in the second period. And a 1-0 lead for the Lindenwood Lions. Number 1 in ACHA Division I, Missouri State, ranked number 13. And the Ice Bears, for the most part, stayed at 13, but they are technically tied at 13. Off the draw, Davis will win it, and it'll be cleared back into the Lindenwood zone. CDOT is there to quickly move it. Taken away by Brendan Murphy. Far side boards. Lions will break out a 3-on-3. Across the line now, here is Lozano. Gets it right through, and to the near side boards. Mitchell is there, not able to grab it, but the Ice Bears do. And as soon as they get it outside, it's the Lions to set things up. But Davis will take it away for Missouri State. Now they play catch along the neutral zone. Back into the Missouri State zone. Saunders to Brown with the backhander to Davis. Now across the Ice Bears' bare head. Davis spins around 360, lost control of the puck. Intercepted by Murphy. He'll have it for the Lions. Back in the Missouri State zone. 14:32 to go in the period. Cross ice to Perron now out of the Ice Bears zone, and he has enough to clear it And that'll do it with 14:25. Puck is cleared. The Ice Bears can change at least one man. Anderson anticipating a pass, but it comes the other way across the Missouri State line, and now it is Hunter Cooley. His pass broken up by Runyon, and the Ice Bears have it again. Cooley left side. Cooley one-hand backhander save. Rebound. Cooley tried to wrap around. It's lost. Now Johansson left side, or that's the right side actually as you look at it, and a big save. Rebound. The Lions come left to right across the line. Finnegan off of his stick. Stevens clears it out to center ice. He'll get it to Solnikov. Lead to Schumacher. Left side. Shuey with it. Cross ice pass. Intercepted as he tried to get it to Cooley. Now it's Solnikov to drop it down in low. He'll have it with 13:44 to go in the period. Puck cleared out. Here's Ernst with it. Kicks it to himself. He could get a good shot off. Far side boards. It's Klimovsky. He's behind the net. Up the middle. Taken away by Solnikov for the Ice Bears. Nikita spins and turns. Gets checked, and he's able to get it out as Wilk is there to hound him. And he'll shoot it into the Lions zone. Goaltender. CDOT slides it over to the corner. Puck along the line, and it's held in by Solnikov. Over to Barrett, and it's too hot to handle. Ice Bears poke it in again. They keep it in the zone. No delayed offside. The Ice Bears cleared the zone. Now we get Solnikov with a high stick. And are we going to get both? I think we're going to get both. Ernst and Solnikov both are going to go. And cross-checking each, I believe, is what they're going to call. So both are going to go up on the board. We'll still skate 4-on-4. First penalty for Missouri State. The Lions have already been assessed 3 for 6. So 4-on-4 here in the second period. Face off at center ice, and the Ice Bears quickly win it and shoot it in for an icing. So what was good position at center ice now becomes a defensive battle in their own zone. 13:03 to go in the period. Hunter Saunders will take the draw for Missouri State, and it's Vic Lombardi after last-minute instruction to his defenseman. Anderson, though, with possession for the Ice Bears. He leads a 3-on-3 into the zone. Anderson peels wide right. Anderson with it, still with it, broken up behind the net. And Anderson still with a bouncing puck, but gives up the chase, and he'll go to the bench. 4-on-4, almost like we're in overtime now. Across the line to Green, into the Missouri State zone, to Runyon, back to Green, intercepted. Taken away by Brown. He'll work it out to center, across the line, into the zone of the Lions. 1:20 to go on the Coincidental Miners. Near side boards. Steve Casson, Alex Somm on camera, along with Dr. Ben Goss in between the glass here at Jordan Valley. Oh, nice move by Nurmanen. He gets taken out of the play. Worked by Green with 12:10 to go in the period. And a 1-0 Lindenwood lead. Behind the net, Derek Smith. Played for the Western States Hockey League. Smith had 24 goals, 61 assists back in between 2014 and 17 for the Springfield Express. Then he played with Butte, and in 1 year with Butte, he had 8 goals and 14 assists. Here is a opportunity for Townsend. It gets peeled off behind the net. The Ice Bears cannot clear it, though. Stuck across, now to Townsend, and a block by Smith. It sailed high up and over, went off of his stick and then off his body and out to center. Now the Lions have to clear it. They are buzzing around the Ice Bears net. Here comes Murphy. He shoots, missed wide. Far side, working it to Finnegan. Now high slot, and looking for an opportunity was Lozano for the one-timer. Couldn't get good possession of it. Now the Ice Bears lost it. A backhander by Finnegan. It's blocked into the corner. Fans getting a little impatient. They want to chant, but they don't know really what to do as the power play is over. Out of the boxes, Solnikov. It bounces in front as the goaltender came out of his net, and the Ice Bears could not gain a good possession of it. Puck is cleared out to center. Here is Finnegan. 2-on-1. Finnegan back right side drive and a save as they gave it over to Lozano. Ernst was in front and Lozano made this, got the shot off. And the Ice Bears, after it went off the glove of Stevens, is finally able to clear it. And boy, what a great opportunity for Missouri State as the Ice Bears, with Salnikov coming out of the box, almost able to get an opportunity. Let's go between the glass, Dr. Ben Goss.
CDOT almost gave away the farm that time for Lindenwood by skating out almost to the blue line. He was probably within about 3 or 4 feet of it. And Salnikov coming out of the box read that perfectly, but he was just about a step slower than he needed to be, although he was giving it everything he had.
Green with an opportunity that was deflected away by Stevens, and then the high slot shot from Runyon was held onto by the Ice Bears goaltender. And boy, has this become a tense battle between these two teams. You wouldn't know that Lindenwood is number 1 and Missouri State is number 13 in ACHA Division I play. Face-off with 10:24 to go in the second period is won by the Ice Bears, and Brown had it for a second. Second effort is able to keep it at the left face-off circle. It's dug away. Anderson lost it. Drive in that misses to the right. Ursulak had that opportunity. Now Ursulak again tipped in front. Save Stevens as Green was right there to tip it in. And Stevens makes the save. Coming up at the second period intermission, have a talk with the Ice Bears trainer. Missouri State is a full-time trainer, Scott Stegman. And honestly, if it wasn't for Scott, half of these guys wouldn't be ready to play after blocking a ton of shots. Before the Ice Bears had a trainer, it was just tough trying to keep bodies in the roster. In fact, one time, Missouri State had to suit up Ryan Armstrong, who's now the general manager for the Ice Bears, as a goaltender. Missouri State was hurt. That was about 4 or 5 years ago. No, I think it's longer than that Army's been. Probably about 7 years ago. 9:48 to go in the period. Puck tipped in. No icing. That has been waved off. Johansson is able to clear it out to center ice. Lindenwood with a touch pass. That allows O'Brien to steal it. And the Ice Bears have to get better with their passing. It's just these blind behind-the-back passes that Lindenwood is too quick for. Puck to the far side. Cleared out to center. Johansson will set it up for Heiserud. Sam Heiserud with the bouncing puck in. Cooley is there to race. That's as far as it goes. Ice Bears get the line of Launder, Saunders, and Perron out. Their checking line. Here's Crago. Pass up in front and just missed by Owad. He was right there, and as he got the shot off, a little bit too inside on the stick, and he shot it wide to the right side. Puck cleared by CDOT. It is out to center ice. 8:58 to go in the period and a 1-0 lead. The only goal at 13:22 of the first, Barrows gets his second on kind of a spin shot that fooled the Ice Bears goaltender, Bailey Stevens. Puck cleared back in the Missouri State, or make that the Lindenwood zone. Missouri State with some pressure. Now they were offside, so the delay will allow them to back off. Lindenwood has a good opportunity here. Murphy sends it up to the left side, brings it in the zone. Ernst is behind the net. He puts a hit on Smith. Smith shakes it off. Puck comes in, save, blocked. Smith there, and he clears it. Shots 13-12 in favor of Lindenwood. And boy, will the fans react if Missouri State can get a goal here. Puck to the far side. Kumlovsky behind the net. Now we get Perron tying his man. Warnig comes in and he puts a hit that the officials let go. I think that was Ernst behind the net. He waits to get up. Now it is finally cleared out to center ice to Lohman. He'll chase. Gets around Murphy. Lohman's there. He and Murphy both collide on the puck. They fall down. Lohman gives it up. Here's Davis in front. Drive, save, rebound, moved into the corner. 7:37 to go. Puck kicked out to center for Brown for the Ice Bears. His backhander in front of the Ice Bears bench. That's as far as it goes. And then finally it's helped by Rubin. And back into the Lindenwood zone. It allows Missouri State to change. 7:23 remaining in the period. Puck kicked to the corner. And sent back to Anderson, who will bring it up to at least Schumacher at the line, the red line that is, and Cooley will help. He kicks it ahead to Salnikov, trying to chase for it. To Anderson. Ice Bears clear the zone and raced down in now by Schumacher. Playing center as Josh Bell and Alex Turin are both out on the top line. They brought their defenseman Schumacher up to play. He's played up before. Now with Missouri State giving it up on the left side. Martin, he shoots up high and wide. Rebound to the corner. Chased down on the far side by Ursulak. In front, the Ice Bears intercept. Anderson can't clear it. Murphy steals. He'll drop it back in and go for the bench. Now to Martin. Behind the net. Working it is Ursulak. He tried to center it. Broken up from him. Near side boards Townsend to chase. Salnikov is there for Missouri State. Townsend right side. Goes over to the left side. Working it to Wilk. He shoots. It's partially blocked. Brown is there on his knees and kicks it into the corner. And it's cleared just out enough by Cooley. Not a line change. I mean, not an icing, though, so no line change just yet. And even if it was, the Ice Bears couldn't change, and they finally do clear it out. Once again does Missouri State. 5:54 to go. Wilk across the line. The trailer in front. Kalal score! It's 2-0. And that was just a result of Missouri State not being able to change, and Lindenwood just giving Missouri State all that they could handle there. And that one down the middle is Calal's 8th of the season. And Missouri State at 14-10 have given up another goal to Lindenwood. Let's go between the glass, Dr. Ben Goss.
Well, Steve, the Jordan Valley Ice Park was full of some spirit there as the Bears fans had begun to pick up the chant, "Let's go Bears." But I tell you what, that goal let all the air out of the fun balloon here in this arena. And now the Bears find themselves in a 2-0 hole as we come up on the 5:30 mark left in the second.
We'll catch the assists from Kevin Thorough. But it is now a 2-0 lead, but we've always said 2-0 is the worst lead to have. Here come the Ice Bears, and Travis Barrett fans on a shot. Let's catch the call.
Number 14, Alex Kalo, assisted by number 21, Jake Townsend, and number 8, Austin Wilk. Time of the goal at 14:10 of the second period, scored by number 14, assisted by number 21 and number 8.
So Lindenwood with another even strength goal. And as you heard, getting the assist Townsend and Wilk. Meanwhile, Stevens has to make another save on the onslaught for Lindenwood. 4:40 to go. Shots are 15-13 in favor of Lindenwood, but that's okay. You get another goal here, this is a different hockey game, especially if you get one late here in the second and you go into the third with the exact same deficit that you had. So Calal's 8th of the season. Townsend and Wilk, and it's 2-0. Drive in, save Stevens as this one came from the right side from Murphy, and he'll hold on too.
Participating in our second intermission Shuck-a-Puck contest, please begin making your way to the ice level by the Missouri State Ice Bears bench now. Again, if you're taking place in our second intermission Shuck-a-Puck contest,
that's the 16th shot on Lindenwood. Or excuse me, on Stevens by Lindenwood. Murphy. He has it, gives it over to the right side to Crago. Back to Murphy at the half boards. He shoots, saves Stevens. It was through a lot of traffic, and Stevens able to hold on to that one. .422 to go in the period. Ice Bears can get one here, and it'll change the momentum. But so far, Lindenwood with a goal in the first and a goal here in the second. And that one in the first, 13-22, Barrows the second, and Kalal his 8th at 14-10. Now a drive in, Stevens didn't see it, Lombardi with it from the right side. Now Lombardi again, left side gets it in, and an easy one for Stevens to hold on to. Line change for both teams, 2-0 Lindenwood. .357 to go in the period. And off the draw, the puck is cleared out to center. Backing up is Wilk, and instead he'll shoot it right in for Anderson. Near sold-out crowd. If you think this is sold out in Ruckus, wait until tomorrow. The Ice Bears' next game tomorrow will be against the Mizzou Tigers. They come in for 2. Bad bounce off the boards. Worked around the corner. Austin Davis is there, but it's cleared out to center by Lindenwood, taken by Mitchell out of Chicago, Illinois. Zach Mitchell, 18 goals, 11 assists for the sophomore. Puck cleared in, and it's held on to by Bailey Stevens. Mention our next broadcast. It is tomorrow, right here at Jordan Valley Ice Park, University of Missouri. It's going to be the final games that Missouri State will play Mizzou as a Division I squad. The Mizzou hockey team is moving to Division III from Division II, and so then they will start playing our Division III squad. Blocker save by Stevens, so this will be the final time the Division I will do that. Up the middle again, pad save as this opportunity by Lozano was steered aside. Now Solnikoff races for it, Nikita with it, and a great play to break it up. Drive from the right side, score! As Solnikoff puts it in. Nikita Solnikoff gets the goal as the Ice Bears with an opportunity in front for Solnikoff. He wasn't able to get that opportunity. It came to the right side, the shot came, and then the rebound was put in. Let's take a look at the entire sequence. There is Solnikoff trying to get to it. It goes to the right side. The shot is taken, and the rebound is swept home by Solnikoff. And it is a 2-1 hockey game. Let's catch the call from Kevin Thoreau. That is Solnikoff's 25th goal of the season. And the Ice Bears with some new life on their 15th shot. And the assist will go
Missouri
to
State Ice Bears goal scored by number 90, Nikita Solnikoff. Assisted by number 24, Hunter Cooley. Time of the goal at 17:04 the second period. Scored by number 90, assisted by number 24.
So the Ice Bears now with a 2-1 deficit. Puck brought all the way down. Stevens is there. Gonna have to move it, get back into the net. Stevens lost his goal stick. 1:55 to go in the period. Stevens' stick is taken all over the place. Now the Ice Bears finally get it to him. Play is behind the net, and it's Johansson to steal it for the Ice Bears. Lead pass, and it's 2-on-1. It comes now across the line in front to O'Brien, and it's broken up. 1:37 remaining. Puck cleared out to center. Here's Kalau racing in. Cross-ice pass broken up by Johansson. Kalau again. He has it. He shoots, and it's off of the shoulder of Stevens and up into the netting. Oh, boy. I got to take a break. Let's go between the glass, Dr. Ben Goss.
Well, Steve, with all that hot and heavy action, you definitely need to get you a sip of something because this was amazing. The Ice Bears looked like they were going to score, but Solnikoff got cut off. And then Cooley whips a shot in that went off the sweater of Lions goalkeeper Cdot. And right there, 2 feet away, was Nikita Solnikoff to slam it home and cut this deficit in half for the Ice Bears.
Here come the Ice Bears again. They bring it across the line in the Lions zone. It's cleared out to center. Working it is Green. He has some room. Broken up from him, it's Matty for the Ice Bears, but taken away, stolen by Ursulik. Ursulik down with less than a minute to go in the second period. 2-1 now, and the Ice Bears clear the puck to Rubin off of his hand and intercepted by the Lions. They get back on side. Across now to Ursulek. Carson Warnig, that is, intercepts for Rubin. He will hold it up and now ship it into center. And 36 seconds remain. Here's Wilk. He gets held up by Warnig. Now a spin around shot, save, rebound. The second effort by Crago is deflected by Stevens, and it's cleared out to center ice. To Davis, one-on-one, 20 seconds to go. Davis with it. Behind the net, he's held up, looking for some help. Does get it. Over to Saunders. Up the middle. Over to the left side. And Lounder couldn't get good wood on it. Behind the net with 7 seconds remaining. Now we get a whistle for a stoppage in play, but do we get any penalties? And the arm's up. At least I thought the official had his arm up. Referee is Rich Paolo. 2.4 seconds left. Dr. Ben Goss between the glass. Do you see anything down there?
I don't know if we're going to get a penalty, but there was a little bit of a scrum. It wasn't any fist flying, but it was just bodies lying on top of each other. But
cross-check.
Yep, we are now going to get a Lion put in the bin here with 2.4 seconds left in the second. So, of course, that'll carry over and give the Ice Bears an advantage in the third period.
So Wilk is going to go for a cross-check. And the Ice Bears have pulled their goaltender. It's an empty net with 2.4 seconds left. So Missouri State will have a 6-on-4, and off the draw, that's going to do it. I don't think they can get a shot, and they won't. But like you said, Ben, the biggest key right now is the Ice Bears will have a minute 57 when we head into the third period with a power play, and that is going to bode well for the Ice Bears after coming back from a 2-0 deficit to make it a 2-1 hockey game. And Ben, I know you're heading on the ice, and we'll talk to head coach Jeremy Law and ask him about this. Obviously, how important was it to get a goal? And obviously, how important is it now to have a power play going into the third period?
All right, here at center ice with Coach Jeremy Law. Coach, you're on the short end of a 2-1 score, but your team has definitely got the momentum, it would appear. Your thoughts after 2 periods of play?
Yeah, I thought that was a great period for us. We had a couple chances. We could have tied up the game there. The boys are battling very hard. That's all we asked for here. So,
looks like Nikita Salnikov is a man on a mission wanting to make a difference tonight. Your thoughts on his play so far tonight?
Yeah, you know what? So that second goal they scored, he made a bad line change. I knew he owed us one there, and he came back and got it the next shift.
Plan for the third period?
Win the period.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck in the third.
Thank you.
And there you go. You win the period, you win the hockey game, so we'll see what happens as we get ready for third period of action. That'll be coming up shortly. But in just a moment, we will talk with the Ice Bears trainer and Scott Stegman. He's the guy that keeps these players from staying off the ice. We'll do that in just a moment. After 40 minutes, it's 2-1 Lindenwood.
Now playing at Mediacom Ice Park in Springfield, a new ice age. It's the Missouri State Ice Bears hockey. Now through February, exciting, hard-hitting, fast-paced collegiate hockey, Ice Bears style. Get your advance tickets at Missouri State Tix box offices or call 417-836-7678. Tickets also available at the games. There are no speed limits at Mediacom Ice Park when you see Ice Bears hockey.
Your best source for awards of any kind is always Bowles Trophy House in Springfield. Trophies, plaques, medals, gifts, ribbons, and more. You get top quality and great service at Bowles Trophy House, serving Springfield and Southwest Missouri for over 40 years. Call them at 417-869-8720.
And if you need embroidery work done, logos, digitizing, and more, come to Banners and Brainstorms in Bowles Trophy House at 601 South Kimber.
Pearson Kelly Office Products presents
Great Moments in Office Technology.
When Julie gets bored at work, she writes funny captions to pictures of animals she found online. Then she realized she could send all of her pictures in one gigantic message to her coworkers. At that moment, Julie created Junk Email. Now, employees can enjoy their days watching auto-tuned sneezing pandas. There are plenty of ways to waste your company's money. Your copier shouldn't be one of them. Pearson Kelly Office Products. Business made simple.
We're back at Mediacom Ice Park on KBFL and on Web Sports Radio. Steve Casson and Dan Lee. Now talking with Scott Stegman, the athletic trainer for Missouri State. And Scott, I know it's a lot of fun to watch hockey games and be on the bench, and people wonder, who are you? Because you're standing on the bench, and you have this look of a coach. You have a voice of a coach, but that's another thing. No, but obviously, you must love what you do, especially with the Ice Bears.
Yeah, I love getting the opportunity to work with the athletes and kind of ensure their safety and health. And it keeps me young being around guys that are so energetic and passionate about the sport they play. So I enjoy being a part of it.
Now, of course, your job is very important. You do a lot of different things, from making sure that they're taped up properly. And the one thing you don't do is make sure that music is played properly, because there's an issue with that. But again, you make sure that they're taped up properly. If they have an issue with, let's just use the back, for instance, you'll do some kind of techniques to get that loosened up a little bit. And I'm sure you probably throw in some training tips and stuff for a lot of these players.
I like to come from stretching.
It's okay. We'll just ignore it.
I give them some stretching techniques and some release techniques they can do to help prevent them getting risk of a serious injury or anything like that. I like to give them some tips as to stuff they can do in their regular lives to kind of enhance their ability to stay back in the game. And anything from taping up injuries that they've received in the past, or just giving advice on future injuries, I try to do my best to keep them in the game.
Now, of course, a lot of the guys enjoy, when I say enjoy, I mean to be able to get a treatment or a massage or something like that prior to a game absolutely is great. I mean, when I played, we didn't have any of that stuff. So what has changed as far as an athletic trainer? Obviously, it's required, but I mean, what has changed as far as sports physiology and psychology to make sure that there's an athletic trainer around?
I feel like it's just the recognition of the new sciences that have come out, finding regarding brain injury and just musculoskeletal injuries, and they see the need for all sports to have it. And kind of, I think, awareness has just been raised for the whole spectrum of athletic training, and it's been very big for sports medicine in a whole.
What got you into sports medicine?
Well, I played sports growing up. I loved being around it, and I always kind of wanted to do something in the medical field. I didn't quite know what that was, and then when it came time to go to college, I found out about athletic training by taking a class in high school that kind of piqued my interest regarding the subject. And I just like being around sports, and I like helping people out and trying to keep them from getting hurt. So, yeah.
We're talking with Scott Stegman, the athletic trainer for Missouri State. Now, one of the things is the ACHA kind of required us to have an athletic trainer, and the way it works is it was best to just go to the school and say, okay, we need an athletic trainer. What made you decide to want to come and treat hockey players? Because I'll tell you what, there's a little thing called the smell, and it's one of the strangest things in any kind of sport. It's unlike any other sport. So what made you decide to come to hockey?
Well, one thing I never experienced in my undergrad, like my clinical sites, I never got to do hockey or anything quite like this. So I figured it was an opportunity to expand my horizons and work with a sport that might see more injuries and more aggressive hits than other ones. So it would give me the experience going forward into the future to have a successful career.
Now, obviously, being in it now for half a season, is it what you expected?
I can't say it's what I expected. There have been a lot of things that have been fairly new to me as a newly acquired athletic trainer, but I wouldn't trade it for the world. I'm having a great time with the guys. I've got to know them pretty well. I've been able to help them and get to know them a little bit, and I'm just happy to be a part of the team.
Now, other sports you've been an athletic trainer for?
Well, I played basketball, so I never really got to cover basketball. So I did football, baseball, softball, track, soccer, men and women's for both of those, and volleyball. So pretty wide array.
And the difference is, because if you look at, let's take volleyball for an example, you're there, but you may not be on the sidelines next to the coach or anything like that. Same with football, you're there, but you blend in with everybody. In a sense, really, hockey's the only sport that everybody looks at you and says, there's a guy standing up on the bench, like we said in the open. Yeah. Who is that guy? Is he a coach? What is he? And, obviously this is the first year that Missouri State's done this. So do you get recognition? Do people come up to you and say, hey, coach?
every person that comes up to me and sees me, the jacket doesn't help, but they think I'm a coach, and I've had a few people ask me about coming for a tryout and stuff, and I tell them I have no control over that. You have to talk to somebody else. But yeah, I've had plenty of people mistake me for a coach.
You should probably tell them, hey, no worries about a tryout, but if you need a massage, it's $50, right?
Start leasing out some massages, yeah.
Scott Stegman is joining us, and Scott, like I say, if you were the music guy, we'd have you shut it off right now, but it's okay. Hopefully we'll hear a lot more of that song. That's the Ice Bears goal song in a little bit. But when you kind of grew up playing sports, what made your decision to say, okay, sports medicine is what I want to do?
Well, I saw there was a chance to do medicine like in the clinic and stuff like that and staying away from sports and like the rehab kind of thing, but I found myself recognizing I wanted to work with athletes and I wanted to be out in the sport, involved in it, and kind of be a part of a team because it made me feel like I did when I was playing. So I recognized that it would be much more fun for me to be out there on the field with the players.
Scott Stegman is our athletic trainer for Missouri State, joining us on KBFL and on Web Sports Radio. Your favorite sport, what is it?
Basketball. Yeah, basketball. Hockey's rising, though. The more I learn about it.
The more I learn
about it, yeah.
So prior to joining the Ice Bears, did you know anything about hockey?
I did not have a very extensive knowledge, no. There's not a lot of – I'm from mid-Missouri, so right around Jefferson City, there's not a lot of premier hockey going on in that area, so I was never really exposed to it until I got here.
And then now and of course, you're on the bench. You're next to either assistant coach Ryan Armstrong or head coach Jeremy Law, and you're hearing them yell out things hockey-related. And then when you see it happen, so do you kind of put two and two together and say, all right, that's what that means?
Yeah, I'm starting to recognize the tendencies and kind of the plays they run. And I even find myself when I watch hockey at home now too, so when I find myself watching it, I can kind of recognize the plays going on and respect the game a little bit more.
So it's kind of a good thing, and eventually it might get to the point where, and let's ask this first. When you see a specific player go into the boards a certain way or get hit a certain way, are you immediately thinking, okay, there might be a possible injury here, or do you have to see a little bit more of hockey to kind of understand and get an idea of what there might be as far as a potential injury?
Yeah, I always like to assume kind of like the worst case scenario, so I like to be prepared for the worst possible thing that could happen, and then I kind of see how the guy skates after it happens, and I go up and talk to him once they come off the ice and kind of assess what might have gone wrong and what we can do in the future to help him out.
I mean, you talked earlier, and one of the biggest issues is concussions.
Yes.
Anything close to the head, you're looking at it?
Yes.
At least from a really strict view?
Yes, so it's as simple as just kind of monitoring the way they're behaving, if they're acting different from normal, if they have a headache, or if they're feeling dizzy, or if they're sensitive to light. You just got to be susceptible to those things and make sure that you're taking care of the people that need it.
So if they miss a pass, you might think, okay, there's a possibility here. But if they score a goal, you might say, no problem.
Yeah, no.
Scott Stegman joining us on KBFL and on Web Sports Radio, the athletic trainer for Missouri State. Now, you, of course, are our full-time trainer, so you come to all the games. You go to on the road with the team.
I go on the road with the team. I also cover the D3 team, so if one of the teams is home, I stay here while the other team goes on the road. And if both teams have a road game, then it's kind of up to, we see whichever side has an athletic trainer already, and I go to the other one. So
you've been on the road. Let's see, what road trips have you been on?
I've been to Arizona, St. Louis, and Michigan.
Okay, so you did go to the Dearborn trip.
Yes.
Well, that's where a lot of injuries happen.
Yeah.
So you obviously were able to assess them pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm. And it's great to be on site because it's different from having someone get hurt on a road trip and you just hear kind of secondhand what went down. You don't really get a chance to get the full prognosis and see what actually happened.
When you're there, do other teams ask you for help?
Well, usually on road trips they have their own athletic trainer there, so they'll go to them. But if we have a home game and the team doesn't bring an athletic trainer, they'll come to me for help, and I'll do whatever I can to provide care to them.
So I ask this to a lot of the players. I say, what do you want to be when you grow up? We know what you want to do. How much farther do you want to take this past, or do you want to take it past sports?
I think my definite career goal is I've always kind of wanted to work with the Chiefs, Kansas City Chiefs, be their athletic trainer. So hopefully I can extend that, and maybe I'll change my career goal to the St. Louis Blues someday. We'll see.
Well, yeah, you're learning hockey, right?
Yeah. So
eventually you'll be that guy that you'll say, see that goalie? I trained him.
Yeah.
Or I worked on him.
Yeah.
Or he's a size 32 or something like that. Now, what do you do as far as do you have? Is it a case-by-case basis on players, or do you have kind of a certain way that maybe you'll recommend if they don't know what is going on as far as taping or as far as getting prepared? Do you kind of have a certain idea maybe to start with and say, hey, this is what I recommend, and kind of see how it fits? Or
I kind of like to get the background of what's been going on first, like what led to what's been bothering them, just anything in that perspective kind of in general. And then from there, it's kind of, I see what they want from me, and we kind of work together to hash out the best possible solution to what's been going on and what's been bothering them.
Obviously, a lot of injuries for Missouri State this season. It's been tough. I say this in jest because injuries happen all the time, but we could blame it on the trainer. This is the first year we've had this many injuries, and we have a trainer.
I've had plenty of people tell me that I'm bad luck for injuries, believe me. But I don't know, it's just freak incidents happen, I guess.
Yeah, it is what it is, and it's a good thing is that you're here.
Yeah.
Because, again, this is the first time that the Ice Bears have had a full-time athletic trainer. A lot of the times it was with one of the hospitals, and they were just kind of helping out, and it was not, when I say not a good thing, it was just a situation where they weren't around. They kind of didn't get to know the players, so you now get to know certain players and certain tendencies and certain things that may be bothering them. So on the ice, you can look for those things, right?
And when you have different athletic trainers that are there every other game, you don't really get a consistency that kind of goes with. So they might not know what happened to the guy the previous week. They may not know of something that could be potentially dangerous. So it's nice to get to know the guys and kind of know their tendencies and see the consistency that goes over a couple of weeks.
Well, the Ice Bears hopefully will have more consistency now that they have you on the team. And I know that you have offered, or at least it's been offered to me through you, massages. So one of these days I have a lower back issue. I'm going to take you up on that, right?
Okay.
I don't know who offered me that. Somebody did. I think it was Brendan McClue did.
Oh, probably. Yeah. That wouldn't surprise me.
He of course, the president of the Ice Bears, and he was the one that pretty much recommended you to come on the team, didn't he?
Yes, he was the one that conducted the interview for me and called me up and offered me the spot. So I guess I have him to thank.
It seems like the music's getting louder and louder and louder, but I guess that's time to go.
All right.
Well, Scott Stegman, the athletic trainer for Missouri State, thanks so much for joining us, and it's good to get to know a little bit about you.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
All right, we'll take a break. We'll be back. More hockey coming up on KBFL and on Web Sports Radio.
Hey, Missouri! Barrel Bob here. I'm MoDOT's Work Zone spokesbarrel. I see a lot of distracted drivers in work zones not paying attention to the road. Distracted driving is the #1 cause of crashes. The average text takes 5 seconds to read. At 55 miles per hour, you could travel the length of a football field blindfolded. Don't take the chance. I want you and my friends working on the roads to get home safely. Please buckle up and put your phone down. A message from the Missouri Department of Transportation.
Let's head for the third period. Here's Steve Casson.
Back here at Jordan Valley Ice Park, and the Stan Melton Ice Arena, the referees have made their way onto the ice. It's a 2-1 lead for Lindenwood. How did we get here? Where the first goal of the game was Barrows' second. Lombardi and Nurmanen with the assist, and it's a 1-0 lead. Then Kalau makes it 2-0, 8th of the season. Wilk and also Townsend getting an assist. That one coming at 14:10 of the second. But then the Ice Bears come back with Nikita Salnikov. 25th, Cooley with the assist. It's 2-1 as Salnikov raced hard, and then he was right in position to put it into the net. And Missouri State has cut the deficit to a 2-1. Standing here as we head into the third period. For Lindenwood this season, they have had a 4-3 overtime game that they won against Ohio. And other than that, no team has come within a goal. So Missouri State doing something. I take that back, actually. The University of Illinois did this past series. It was a 2-1 victory and a 3-2 victory. So other than Ohio and Illinois, no other team this season has come within a goal or been within a goal for the Lindenwood Lions. So let's see what happens here as we start period number 3. Missouri State skating from the left to the right and Lindenwood from the right to the left. Keep in mind the Ice Bears still, with the time running, have 1:52 remaining in a power play. Perron back behind the net. Cooley gets upended by the net. Ice Bears with a triple team. Perron is there. It's dug out but taken away by Lindenwood and briefly stolen by the Ice Bears. Puck is flipped up and over Anderson's head, and it's cleared out to center ice. So the Ice Bears set it up with 1:29 to go in the period, or in the penalty, that is. 19:26 remaining in period number 3. We're just underway. Left to right across the line. Solnikov with the only goal. He shoots, blocker save, rebound, and a juicy one, and the Ice Bears have it again. Well, briefly, as Perron couldn't get full possession. Now it's off of Solnikov's stick. Taken away by Townsend. Cleared out and sent all the way down. 1:04 to go. Line change for Missouri State. The only one still on the ice is Anderson. Now to Schumacher. Tips it ahead now as the B-line's on. Travis Barrett to O'Brien. Back to Barrett to O'Brien. Back Anderson. Oh, and a shot and a save. The rebound as CDOT with the shoulder save was moved in the corner. Ice Bears kick it ahead. Now they keep it into the half boards. Bratton down low. 34 seconds to go on the power play. Puck is flipped up and all the way down and cleared on a good play by Nurminen. 24 seconds to go on the power play. That last shot by Barrett went off the shoulder of CDOT, and I really thought it was going in. Now the Ice Bears work with 11 seconds. Here's Bratton to Barrett. Back to Bratton to Barrett, and it's past him. Ice Bears got to get back. Here's Green with it. They'll work it on the left side, across the line, 2-on-1. Green shoots, saves Stevens, and he's there to cover it up. Shot, save again, and this one is knocked down with a high stick. As we went to full strength, Stevens made the save, and the puck was knocked out of the air with a high stick by the Ice Bears. So the face-off will stay inside the zone. 17:57 to go. Let's go between the glass, Dr. Ben Goss.
Well, Bailey Stevens had a face full of lines that time, and he actually made about 3 saves in what seemed like about 5 seconds. But he was able to keep the Lions off the board now as the power play has expired and both teams are at full strength under the 18-minute mark.
17:51 to go. Puck is dug out, walking right out in front and trying to get an opportunity is Zach Mitchell. Now Mitchell with it again. Has some help, tipped in front, score as they send it over to Lozano. And the Ice Bears with some trouble, and Lozano gets it. Mitchell will get the assist. It's 3-1 now in favor of Lindenwood. And Lindenwood just kind of throwing all sorts of trouble Missouri State's way. Lozano gets goal number 2. Mitchell will get an assist. Here in the third period. This one coming at 2:20 of the period. We'll catch the call from public address announcer Kevin Thurrow, but that's what I believe it's going to be. Meanwhile, play comes out, and the Ice Bears will race in their own zone, no icing. And that has quieted the crowd. Completely quieted the crowd as we now get an icing as we come the other way.
Lindenwood goals scored by number 11, Michael Lozano, assisted by number 23, Zach Mitchell, and number 7, Zach Martin. Time of the goal at 2:20 of the third period, scored by number 11, assisted by number 23 and number 7.
So both Zachs will get an assist, Zach Mitchell and Zach Martin. And once again, a quiet crowd, but there's plenty of time. There come the Ice Bears with Lohman. He shoots, pad save. Rebound to the far side. Lohman is there, but as he cut, he lost his edge. It's out to center. Now here's Ryan Finnegan across the line at the half board. Centered it right through, and it missed Finnegan, but he steals the puck. Here's an opportunity for Klomoski. Comes right out in front, and Stevens is able to make the save on the follow-up. 16:33 to go in the period, and a 3-1 lead for Lindenwood. Barrows his second, 13:22 of the first. Kalal his eighth, 14:10 of the second. Salnikov for Missouri State is 25th, 7:04 of the second. Actually make that 17:04. And then here in the third, Lozano his second at 2:20. And the interesting thing in this entire series, Michael Lozano is the leader. He has 5 goals and 6 assists, 11 points. But just 2 goals in this hockey season. Tipped in front, score! As the shot from the left side was tipped in front. And Hunter Saunders gets it, and Missouri State has quietly crawled back. It's now a 3-2 game, and Saunders will get credit for his 4th goal of the season. And Missouri State is turning this into a nail-biter now, as Saunders, innocently enough, came down the left side. Well, there's the tail end of it. We'll have to back it up just a bit for you. We'll catch the call while we do that. But Missouri State is now within another goal. It's with 16 minutes left, 3-2.
Missouri State Ice Bears goal scored by number 25, Hunter Saunders. Assisted by number 71, Austin Davis. Time of the goal at 3:42 of the third period, scored by number 25, assisted by number 71.
Now Hunter Cooley gets involved in some disagreements. They're all looking at the officials. Yelling at the official was Brendan Murphy, saying, "Why didn't you call anything?" So let's take another look at that goal. And again, it was just kind of an innocent play coming down the left side and a tip in front. And Missouri State is back within 1. Saunders his 4th. And that came just a minute and 24 seconds later as we get an icing call here. Barrows, Kalal, Salnikov for Missouri State, Lozano, and now for the Ice Bears, it is Saunders. And some life into this crowd now. Stevens makes a save, and it's cleared out to center ice. 15-17 remaining. Ice Bears with some life, now bring it across the line. Salnikov to Chase, stepping in front of him is Runyon. Saunders is there, but it flips up, and the Lions have some room. They bring it up left side, drive in, save Stevens after Lombardi gets the shot. Near side boards. Now to the far side. 3-2 in favor of Lindenwood. Shot in, and Stevens will make the save. After 1 period, it was 1-0 Lions, then 2-0 in the second at 14:10. On Kalal's goal. At 17:04, it's 2-1 Missouri State. Trails with Salnikov getting his 25th. Here in the third period, 2 goals, 1 each. At 2:20, Lozano his second, and Saunders his 4th. Just a minute and 22 seconds later, and the Ice Bears have crawled. It's 3-2 now. Off the draw. Puck comes in front. Save Stevens as it was in front by Townsend, and then Stevens is able to hold on, and now we've got some pushing and shoving, and we may have some fists going. Lohman's in there. Now it's Derek Smith. The officials don't see that Smith is tangled up with somebody. Now we've got Jordan Bratton. He is in with another Lion. And we've got Bratton getting pounded on. And Ben, I know you're between the glass. Can you tell who it is for the Lions that's just raising his arm and inciting the crowd? I don't know who that is.
I'm about to find out, Steve. Just give me a second. That's number 23.
It looks like Zach Mitchell.
That's Zach Mitchell, yeah. And he ought to be gone for the rest of the game. Kind of nonsense that he's carrying on out there. We had more fights than we had officials just about it in that particular scrum.
Yeah, they were kind of looking. They totally ignored the Mitchell-Bratton fight, if you want to call it that. And now, Ben, I can't see. Is anybody going to the hallway or just to the penalty box?
Nobody has come through the hallway yet, Steve, but we're still sorting things out. And we've got 3 Bears in the bin, and it looks like 3 Lions in the bin, too.
3-2 Missouri State trails in this hockey game. A lot of time still remaining. 14:43. And Ben, I have to say, I'm glad that this game is on a Thursday and not a Saturday night, because I'll tell you, we would probably be late for the Ice Bears coaches show at Civil.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that, Steve. And there are indeed 3 Lions in the penalty box as well as 3 Bears. I had to look to confirm that because I only saw 2 Lions skate in there, but there are 3. And I tell you what, that display from Zach Mitchell really was totally uncalled for. He was straddling whichever Ice Bear he had pinned to the ice and stayed there for a good probably 15 or 20 seconds or more and didn't let him up in any way, shape, form, or fashion. If you're going to do that, in my book, and stay punching. But he didn't do that. He just wanted to make a clown out of himself, and that's unfortunate. You don't need to do that when you're the number 1 ranked team in the country.
Well, I'm not going to speak for head coach Rick Zombo, but I don't know, as he's kind of looking at everything right now and kind of getting an assessment of what's going on.
Well, I'm going to speak for me.
He's definitely taking notes.
Yeah, he should. And I tell you what, I'm going to speak for me and tell you that kind of stuff belongs at the circus where the clowns are.
Well, we'll catch the penalty information. Meanwhile, it is a power play for the Lions. They're going to have their first power play of this hockey game. And I've already mentioned that their power play is 30 for 70, 42.9%. You do not want to give them a power play, and it comes here in the 3rd period. So while we wait for the call on the penalties, the Lions have it. Murphy, high slot, shot in by Nurminen. That's blocked. Lozano with it. He'll work it to the corner. High slot again, Nurminen. Down in low. Working the
penalties on the play to
113.
Missouri State, number 27, Derek Smith. A 2-minute minor for roughing, and 2 minutes for cross-checking. To number 61, Carson Warning, and number 9, Jordan Bratton, both 2-minute minors for roughing. To the visiting Lindenwood Lions, number 21, Jake Townsend, number 23, Zach Mitchell, and number 7, Zach Martin, all 2-minute minors for roughing. Time of all penalties at 5:17 of the 3rd period.
So the officials giving everybody a break here and giving all roughing penalties, and the additional penalty results in the minor, and that's what is up right now on the board as Derek Smith got the extra. Meanwhile, 31 seconds left, and the Ice Bears are not able to clear it just yet. They're going to work it down in low. 13:05 to go in the period. Anderson is there, and he clears it out to center ice. 16 seconds remaining. Across the line, into the zone. Here's Wilk. Power play has 9. Cross ice pass, tip in front, save Stevens. Rebound, and the Ice Bears have it. They're shorthanded, but here comes Matt Matty. Matty with it. He shoots up high, and he just missed. It's in across the line. The Ice Bears are changing. Here comes Klomovsky. He shoots. It gets deflected up and out of play. So the power play is over, and what Missouri State has done is a very difficult feat. They have not allowed a power play goal on a team that almost converts on half of their power play opportunities. And Missouri State still trails by a score of 3-2. So you heard all the penalties. They're all minors, which means 7 penalties, 14 minutes for the Lions, and for Missouri State, 5 penalties, 10 minutes. Here come the Ice Bears in the zone. Salnikov falls down but still has possession, gets around Runyon. Salnikov gets hooked. It stays in the zone. Salnikov is there. Ice Bears have to get back. Salnikov still working the puck. He gets upended and it's tipped out to center ice. Schumacher couldn't find it. Here come the Lions off of Krago's stick. He gets upended at the blue line. 12:02 to go in the period. Shots are 31-20 in favor of Lindenwood. Now along the line, here's Silk with a drive, and it's blocked by the Ice Bears, but they don't clear it. Krago with it. Now a shot in, save. Stevens on the rebound. Stevens another save. The initial one came from Murphy. Now looking for the left side, drive, save, Stevens! As teeing it up and waiting for the left side opportunity was a Lion. We'll see who that is. That was Krago, and Stevens makes the save. Lombardi is there. Now 11:25 to go in the period in a 3-2 lead. Puck is flipped out. That's the Lions who lead it. And Missouri State can change up. Bounced right back in with 11:15 to go in the period. And the Ice Bears now with some energy after Stevens has made a few huge saves for Missouri State. Ice Bears with a slow pass. It doesn't get anywhere. They tried O'Brien. Got to be a little bit crisper on the passes, do the Ice Bears. The Lions are there. So now, with 10:53 to go in the period, and a 1-0 lead for Lindenwood. Here comes O'Brien. Pass into the zone. O'Brien tipped it in across the line himself. Now to Bratton, past him. Goes to the point to Smith. He winds, he shoots, and it's tipped up high. Played with a high stick. Is it by Lindenwood? Yes. It is by Lindenwood, so the face-off stays in the zone. And I believe that was, or are they going to bring it outside? Well, they've discussed it, and they'll bring it outside between the glass, Dr. Ben Goss.
Well, while we're waiting for the face-off, we want to thank the fans who have participated in the Ice Bears PK Challenge tonight. These fans have pledged funds for successful Ice Bears penalty kills, shorthanded goals, and 0 penalty games, which will help fund nutritional meals for the Ice Bears when they're on the road. Pledge funding can be made at 3 maximum levels per game: $10, $20, and $50. Find out more about how you can help feed the Bears when they're on the road at msupkchallenge.com.
10:15 remaining in the third period. Here's Zach Martin. Backhander in, saves Stevens, and he'll hold on. 3-2 in favor of Lindenwood. Lions jumped out to a 2-0 lead. Barrows in the first, his second. Kalal, his 8th in the second. And then Salnikov made it 2-1, his 25th in the second. And in the third, it's been Lozano, his second, and Saunders for Missouri State is 4th. 3-2 right now. Ice Bears do not win the draw. Nerman and Wine shoots, pad save. Rebound in front, save again by Stevens as Kalal was able to get it. .10:02 to go in the period. Here in the third, it's a 3-2 lead for Lindenwood over Missouri State. Don't want to go over the stats right now, but if I did, in the past 8 games between these two teams, it has not been good for Missouri State. Let's just say that. This is probably the best game the Ice Bears have played. Blocker saves Stevens as it came from the left side by Nermanen. 9:50 remains. Last time these two teams played, we went to overtime. Cross ice again. Here's a shot in, save. Stevens came from Murphy on the right, and it's cleared out to center. Murphy comes back to get his own rebound. Up to the left to Ursulik. Sent in, and we're going to get an offside on Lindenwood. 9:24 to go in the period. Missouri State ranked number 13 in the new ACHA Division I poll. Lindenwood remains number 1. They've been there for quite a few weeks. Off the draw, the Ice Bears win it and flip it across the line, and just past Barrett, it was cleared by Wilk. Out to center ice, and Missouri State to set it up again. Barrett sends a bouncer in on goal, and they want to go ahead and get a face-off. And they do, inside the zone. 9:08 remaining in the period. I want to say hi to Wendy Ambrief, the former Express. Well, her husband was the coach. She was kind of the manager. She's watching tonight. Thanks for tuning in. 9:03 to go in the period. Puck cleared out. Klemonski. As far as the red line, the Ice Bears send it right back in. 8:54 remaining in the third period. It's 3-2. Lindenwood. Lions with Ursulik on the right side. Defending him is Anderson. It comes right in, and Stevens holds on. 37th shot for Lindenwood. And John Leamy's soccer team, they're still here, up in the corner. They haven't moved since the beginning of the period. Let's go between the glass, Dr. Ben Goss.
Well, Steve, that shot margin is getting wider and wider. You mentioned 37 for the Lions to 21 for the Bears. One thing's for sure, if the Bears are going to salvage a tie or even a victory out of this game, they're going to have to put the puck down in the Lions zone and play down there and get some extended time. And Bailey Stevens right now has saved their bacon.
Yeah, it's starting to cook. The Ice Bears hopefully can get some eggs roasting on the other side. Here is Wilk. Looking down in low, spun around. And can the Ice Bears clear the zone? They do, at least enough to get it out to center ice. Past Matt Matty. Now Lohman is there. Helping out is Rubin. He kicks it ahead, but that's as far as it goes with 8:12 to go in the period. Nervous fans here at Mediacom Ice Park. They want to see something happen here pretty quick. But like you said, Ben, Ice Bears came into this period with only 15 shots. That means 6 in this period. As the puck is flipped into the corner, Stevens let it go to Derek Smith. Chasing it is Crago. Ice Bears at the half boards. They mishandle the puck again. And finally, they're able to clear it out to center ice. Grabbed by Runyon. Across the line, spinning around was Lombardi. Not cleared yet. Held in by Zach Martin. Sent down in low. 7:35 to go in the period. The Ice Bears trail by 1, and Lohman is able to clear it out to center ice. Across the Ice Bears Bearhead. Now to Lozano. He has it, drops it back right side in front, and Stevens has it go wide of his crease as he stretched out just in case. Looking for it was Lozano. Now in front, Stevens off a Lozano shot makes the big save. 7:10 to go in the period. Left side, Runyon down the middle, shoots, save Stevens, rebound loose, and where is it? Stevens is able to keep it up. We're going to get a penalty, and it goes against Missouri State. Goaltender comes out. Across the line is a shot, and it gets deflected up, and it's a cross check. And something Missouri State did not want to have happen. A cross check against Lohman. Power play number 2 for the Lions. So here in the third period. So the Ice Bears are going to be tasked with doing the impossible. And that is not allowing a team that has a 42.9% power play to score, and immediately off the draw they do clear it. Coming into today's game, 30 for 70 were the Lions. That is unheard of. Almost 50% on the PP. Now an opportunity in front. It's blocked behind the net. Comes out. Looking for it was Zach Mitchell. Now off the side of the net. Stevens with a save. Didn't know where it was. It comes in again. Townsend. Ice Bears really need to clear. 1:25 to go. They bring one up high. Now right side, down in low, up the middle. It's broken up. Good play there by the Ice Bears defensively by Sasha Perron. Right side, looking to the left. High slot, Nerman and Wine. Shoot, score! Power play goal. It's 4-2. And you could see that Missouri State really kind of dug theirself into a hole. So Nermanen will get the goal. That is his 5th of the season on the power play tally. Here in the third period. 4-2 in favor of Lindenwood. We'll catch the call in a moment. But Lindenwood, on their 40th shot, takes a 2-goal lead. And they did what their stats show. They score one
Lindenwood
out of
goals
every
scored
2
on the power play by number 25, Apo Nurmainen, assisted by number 17, Ryan Finnegan, and number 21, Jake Townsend. Time of the goal at 14:04 of the third period, scored on the power play by number 25, assisted by number 17 and number 21.
Well, it's one of the two, Nurmainen or Nurmanen. Probably Nurmainen. That's his 5th, as I mentioned. Second, make that 3rd on the power play. And the Ice Bears, after Stevens makes the save, are getting a little frustrated. Moments ago, they had a good break that amounted for nothing. So the Lions, 50% on the power play. They get one. .445 to go in the third period. And a 4-2 lead for Lindenwood. Missouri State has come back, but they have not been as close as 1 goal. It's been 2-1, it's been 3-2. And for the Ice Bears, this as we get some sticks up in the far corner. This is just the 3rd game that the Ice Bears have scored more than 1 goal. It's the 3rd game, or the 2nd game actually. Make it the 3rd game because they had a 6-3 loss last season, but it's the 3rd game they scored at least 2 in the 9 games total played between these two teams. 4:17 remains. Puck cleared into the zone. O'Brien is there. Takes a man down. O'Brien still with it. Works it to the corner. Now to Crago. It is out to center ice. And racing for it is Lombardo. Or Lombardi, actually. He goes back to Runyon, and now it's just mostly a kill game for Lindenwood. They'll bring it in on an icing call. Waved off. 3:47. 41-21 of the shots in favor of Lindenwood. And they lead 4-2 on the scoreboard. Puck cleared out to center. And we do get a whistle for a stoppage in play. So the fans are quieted now a little bit as Nurmainen gets the power play goal, his 5th. And we can take a look at that one now. Just a shot up high, and you can tell it's in. It makes the water bottle move. assist to Finnegan and Townsend. Ice Bears to Maddie. They bring it across the line. So you break it down, you got to get a goal every minute and a half now, if you're an Ice Bear fan. Puck kicked out to center, and Murphy will gain to Wilk. Pass Kalau. Sent down in once again. We're 5-on-5. 2:57 remains. Puck back in the Missouri State zone. Grabbed by Green. Nick with 2 goals and 3 assists out of Minnetonka, Minnesota. Now backhander in that misses as it was blocked. And Missouri State with an outlet pass. As far as it goes in front of the Ice Bears bench to Alex Rubin, he will retreat and go for a line change. Now Zach Martin hands it off to Zach Mitchell. He gets a shot, it flips up, down. Anderson is there to try to clear it. And now Missouri State with 2:18. Gets as far as Nurminen. We'll have to double check on that. Puck is cleared in and sent down with 2:08 to go. 4-2 in favor of Lindenwood. Lions with a little bit of miscommunication. Probably the first time all game we've seen some miscommunication out of this club. Puck may have been played with a high stick, and we get a hand pass, though, as it's touched up. And, we get a couple of players. Nurminen was pushed into Salnikov, and he was pushed in by Krego. Krego pushed Nurminen into Salnikov, and they're going to give Salnikov the penalty for high sticking. Third power play for the Lions. And now we have some last-minute discussion going on with the official and Rob Zombo, the head coach. So what are we going to get? The officials are coming over to the scorer's table. Or they're going to add some minutes. Either that or just give him. They are. They're going to give him a double minor. Which, it doesn't matter. There's 1:53 left in this game, and Salnikov was pushed in. He did not initiate that. So I do not understand why the officials insist, considering that Salnikov was pushed into him. Let's see if we can take a look at it here. It's after not caught. Well, Alec, you got to do better. It's okay. It's all right. You got every other goal. That's all that matters. That is not an issue. So, if you're trying to prove a point, I get that. But 4 minutes doesn't help you. I mean, it does if you score a goal, because it'll be a fresh 2 minutes, but it really doesn't matter. Especially with a 4-2 lead. And I don't believe it was a double minor that was warranted. I don't believe Salnikov did it maliciously. So Salnikov with a double minor means 7 penalties. Make that 8 penalties, actually, for 16 minutes. Lions with Lozano. They're going to play catch. 1:23 to go here in the third period. Moving it over to Townsend. And a shot in, save, rebound. Townsend with it again. Lozano down in low. Ice Bears now work it. Defensively, they have everybody down trying to prevent a pass. And Brendan Murphy. And all Lindenwood has to do is just move this around the perimeter, and everything's good. And that's what they're going to do. Not even worry about a shot. Just keep possession, work it around the perimeter, waste some time. 46 seconds left. And that's all they're going to do. Missouri State has to collapse, and Lindenwood will keep it at the perimeter. Maybe get a shot if need be, but instead they're going to give it up with 30 seconds. Not even really looking for anything. 22 seconds to go. And the Ice Bears are able to break it up, but a shot comes in on a spin around by Murphy, and Stevens is able to hold on. 14.8 seconds left in the third period. And coming up, we will have an interview with the Steak and Shake player of the game, and that will be the Ice Bears' Hunter Saunders. Off the draw, Missouri State. They win it, poke it out to center ice. And Wilkes there, 4 seconds to go. Lindenwood content to just run this out. So the Lions improve to 19-0 on the season. And just the third team to come within 2 goals of Lindenwood this season. We'll start with the highlights and then we'll pause for the player of the game. But the first goal of the game is Barrows. That one his second, Lombardi and Nerminen, and it is a 1-0 lead at 3:22 of the first period. Then Kalal his 8th, Townsend and Wilk with the assist, this coming at 14:10 of the second. Salnikov for the Ice Bears comes back to make it a 2-1 affair. This is after Salnikov raced, the puck came to the right side as Cooley got the shot, and then it was put back by Salnikov for his 25th. It's 2-1. And then Lozano comes back with his second, this one at 2:20 of the third, to make it a 3-1 game. And that's where we stand, as we will pick up with the highlights in just a second. But with Hunter Saunders is the Ice Bears player of the game, and Dr. Ben Goss is going to talk with Hunter Saunders. And Hunter, who picked up his 4th goal of this season, is with Dr. Ben Goss.
Steak and Shake player of the game tonight is the Ice Bears' Hunter Saunders. Hunter, the scoreboard doesn't quite reflect it, but this team went toe-to-toe with the #1 team in the country tonight. Your thoughts on tonight's game?
I mean, it's pretty easy to play your heart out when it's a sold-out crowd here at MediaCom. We appreciate all the support from the boosters right there. Thanks for the soccer team for coming out. But I mean, it's a 4-2 score, but it doesn't feel like a loss, and I'm proud of every single one of us.
Plenty of motivation going into the 2 games coming up on Friday and Saturday night against in-state rival Mizzou. How do you plan to attack that team?
I mean, it's another sold-out crowd. I mean, we're always going to be hyped to play Mizzou. It's a fun weekend. A lot of school comes out, so I don't think we're going to overlook them, and hope it's a fun 2 games like it always is.
Well, congratulations on a great effort and a tough, hard-fought 4-2 loss. Hunter Saunders is our Steak and Shake player of the game.
Thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate it.
And of course, for the Ice Bears, the next goal that was scored was Hunter Saunders to make it a 3-2 game. 3:42 of the third period, and that one was just a minute and 22 seconds later. Davis gets the assist, and Missouri State seems to be within reach. But then in the third period, at 13, make that 14-0 for a power play goal. Nurminen, his 5th, Finnegan and Townsend with the assist. And that's where things end up as Missouri State ends up with a 4-2 deficit and a final score here as the Ice Bears fall now to 21-9-3 on the season. And Lindenwood does what they normally have done all season long, score at least one power play. They were at 50% at one point, but they end up officially 1 for 3 on the man advantage. The Ice Bears 0 for 3. Shots on goal in the third period. Lindenwood puts 21, if that is right, 21 shots on Bailey Stevens for a 3-period total of 44. And the Ice Bears in the third period, they only managed 6 for a 3-period total of 21. Bailey Stevens gets the loss for the Ice Bears. Stevens' record now 10-6 to make that 10-7 on the season with that loss. And Cooper Cedot with the win. He is still undefeated, 17-0 this season. That'll do it here from Jordan Valley Ice Park. Our next broadcast right here, as you heard from Dr. Ben Goss. It'll be tomorrow. Missouri State will play the last series as a Division I team with the University of Missouri or the Mizzou Tigers. Next season, it will be the Division III squad. Will take on the University of Missouri as they are dropping down to Division III, so Missouri State's Division I will end the rivalry after tomorrow, something that has gone back to about 2001-2002 season, at least as a Division II, Division I squad, and it'll be all Division III from now on. That'll do it here from Mediacom Ice Park as the Ice Bears fall to the number 1 squad in ACHA Division I by a score of 4-2. I'm Steve Casson for Dr. Ben Goss and for Alex Somm on Web Sports Radio's Live TV. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow. The Ice Bears take on Mizzou. Until then, after a 4-2 defeat for the Ice Bears, good night, everyone.
You've been listening to Missouri State Ice Bears Hockey with your host, Steve Casson. Thank you for tuning in to tonight's game. Ice Bears Hockey is a presentation of DS Sports Enterprises and WebSportsRadio.com.